almost perfect time because I'm almost finished with my line for this.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, let's go. We just gotta go hard. I go the hardest. I bring the pain. Not what you used to. It's all part of the game. Yeah, I just gotta go hard. I just gotta go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Yeah. Oh yeah, the beast back. Adrenaline pumping through my veins, can't relax. Original, I am not the same as these cats. I sting them if they never ever mind and they beeswax. I don't ever cap, but I'm wearing like 3 hats. Never been a rat, but I know where the cheese at. You'll never get a trophy cause they all here where we at. You better believe that. When it's all said and done, I'll still be here standing. Never took a loss and it ain't something that I'm planning. I dare you to say something. My focus is A1. Every dog has his day, it's been mine since day one. This is real grinding, I'm still climbing. While you still trying, I'm still shining. It's real blinding, and I'm getting hotter too. Talking top two, I'm not a two. You let the pressure bother you when I do what I gotta do. Let's go hard. I just gotta go hard. Go hard. Go hard. They ain't coming close to me. Flow is on atomic, I'm starting fires through poetry. The hardest out, staying loyal, no falling out. And if you step into the court, be ready, we ballin' out. Yeah, the coldest of teens, they know what we bring, don't try us. They know in between, we go for these dreams in silence. Hard work, don't mistake it for magic. We been shooting in the gym, this is target and practice. And I'm just getting started, getting feet wet. It's all in repetition, ain't a secret. All facts, all black dress code. Pay me my respect, collecting every debt. Oh, the hardest. I bring the pain. Not what you used to.
Hey everyone. How are we today? Let me know if you guys could hear me. Am I good? Let me. Hold up. Can you hear me? Okay. All right. Thank you, Amy. Waiting on my special guest, y'all. Oh, let me. I can't hear you. Can you hear me? I know. I couldn't hear her, so she's jumping back in. What? Okay. That the mute is not working for whatever reason. Okay. Right there. All right, so you guys could hear me. I'm just waiting on my special guest for you guys.
All right. Are you able to hear me?
I can hear you now, I just can't see you.
Okay. All right. Here I am.
Okay. We can
So,
see you now. We can see you now. Hey, you
okay.
guys. Look who we have joining me tonight. We have Miss Alethea from. Well, do I need to give an introduction? Like, we all know who you are, but go ahead, Miss Alethea, and give your introduction.
Okay. There we go. All
Can
right.
you guys hear?
So, yeah, I think they could hear me before. I don't know what
Okay.
happened. We had it all together, y'all.
We had it
We
all
could hear
together.
really
I mean,
good.
we had a good conversation before.
I know. I know. All right. But yeah, my name is Alicia. So much talent, and I'm coming here hanging out with Rochelle tonight while we whip up uh our stuff.
Right, right. What pattern are you working on?
I am working on a Vogue 1870
Your
while I drop
Zendaya.
all my pins on the ground.
Ooh. Your
Yeah,
Zendaya
yeah,
outfit,
I'm,
right?
I'm working on my mock up for the Zendaya pantsuit, Met Gala
Oh, she said
pantsuit.
mock up. Okay. Hey.
Yeah, well,
All
it's
right,
gonna be my
so
wearable
I'm gonna
muslin.
say hello to everybody. Hey,
Hey, C.
Patrice, my embellished life. Hey, C. Yes, I know,
Hello,
right? See,
everybody.
we are live. Listen,
Oh, you so sweet.
listen. Right, right. It's funny. See, I got to see your video. I'm going to see it after the live tonight. I know, see, you're probably in the lab sewing because it's Friday night. And that's what we do on Friday nights, right? So she's probably pulling out a whip right now, sewing it.
Oh, I love her front porch chronicles.
Oh, man, that front
She
porch
did one today with
chronicles.
that cute vest. Hmm.
Right, right. Did you see? Listen, I like how she do the front porch chronicles, but she showed what she wore throughout the week. And for those of you who's not following my girl C, y'all need to like. What are you waiting for? Go follow my girl C. Like, go watch her front porch
Right,
chronicles. Go watch her.
right.
Y'all sleeping because she gives you kind of like a take into how to wear a work wardrobe and how you make changeable pieces as well.
I love it. And her voice is so
Maximum.
calming.
Listen, C is funny. You get like if you think that like Rochelle, you funny, you a good vibe. C's a good vibe. Y'all need to go follow her. Don't sleep on that. I'm just saying. You're welcome. We have done many collaborations together. So if you didn't think that it was time to follow her, now is the time to follow her. Don't say I didn't tell
I
you.
second that. I
Right,
second
right.
that.
Second that. Let's run the numbers up for C. C's in the building.
Yay.
Let's
I
do
see
it.
Amy and Mickey Henry. Hey, Miss Tony, how art thou?
Alethea, I love
Tony
your
says the
famous how
liquidators
art
saw
thou.
all the big fours and now squashing the pattern companies.
Okay, so listen,
There
y'all.
won't
Let's
be any
talk
new
about that
patterns
because I
coming
know
out
everyone
anymore.
was gonna ask me about that, Alethea, right? About because I don't know
Right.
how many times I have gotten this over the last 2 days. Do I know about the whole simplicity and the liquidators and all that good stuff? I'm ironing, y'all. I'm ironing my seams. Here's the thing. Y'all, I do not work for Simplicity. Do I get insight into the whole Simplicity and what they got going on? No. I do nothing with Simplicity. I'm not on a payroll. I should be. Um, I'm not on a payroll or anything. I do not know, and I have not, ever since Joann's closed, I have not been paying close attention to Michael's, acquiring Joann's. I have not been paying. Do I know about it? Yes. But have I been kind of like following the full story? No. Have I read like the whole full story? No. Have I done a video about it? No. Why? Because I rather get, y'all know how I am. I like to get the entire tea before I start, just randomly posting some stuff. I mean, like, I want to provide y'all with the good tea versus just hurrying up and read to you guys from a screen of what's going on, because I feel like if I can read it from a screen, y'all can too. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So my way of kind of like storytelling is high level overview instead of like word for word, line by line, like some content creators do. No shade to them whatsoever, but I feel like if I'm going to read it from the screen for you guys, y'all can do that too. Um, the only time where I would read from a screen is when we have a pattern drop because it just released. But other than that, no, we're not reading from nobody's screen. And I just feel like, in order for me to report on it, I need to do my own research and give you backstories and why before I can report on that. What's your thoughts, Alethea?
I don't know about nothing. I don't know. I don't shop for patterns that much like that. No way. If I went and shop for patterns, it was more than likely going to be at Joann's. And so Joann's not here anymore. I don't really care for Michael's like that. Never going to probably
Same.
shop for patterns at um, Wally
Hobby
World.
Lobby.
And
Okay, so
might pick
that's gonna be
something up.
something that we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about Wally World because people sleep on Wally World. Um, hey
Listen, I'm
Christy, by the
telling
way,
you.
hey Christy, hey AC Henry. AC Henry said we funny, but that's always on these lives. You go get like, kind of like the funny, like you guys hear me all the time on a video, but you guys get to talk to me live and actually see personality and realness and all of that stuff on these lives. So, like I said, when I did my update on your girl haven't been live since February, literally, I looked back and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, dang, I ain't been live since February, and I'm talking about going live a couple of times this year. We need to make that happen if I'm trying to hit some of these goals and milestones. Like, how you gonna
Right.
be setting these goals and you failing at these goals? So that's why I did the win, lose, or draw. And I was
Not the
surprised,
win, lose, the
really.
draw.
I did. And I was surprised because I thought I was gonna have more lose than I did wins and draws. But I literally had more wins and draws than losses. But I had to keep it real.
Mm,
I had to keep it real. Like, yo, I'm feeling failing in this area. Like the Me Made May. I actually said that I was failing on that one. But I actually did
mm-hmm.
Me Made May. Now I didn't do it every day. I ain't gonna lie. The weekends is off limits for my Me Made May. We coming we coming completely t-shirt, shorts, you name it. That's about my free day.
Listen.
Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays, we could dress down. But I did decide to actually put on some, me made today. Even though it's not
Mm-hmm.
May, it's June now. But I did that
Okay.
because somebody said, girl, why is it you always wear a t-shirt in your videos? I'm like, because that's why you can tell it's a Friday, Saturday,
Nobody
or Sunday.
said that, did they?
But you know what? I
Nobody
didn't get
said
offended
that,
by it
did
though.
they?
Yes, they did.
Well, at
Yes, they
least I'm
did. But
repping a T-shirt from one of my beloved. I don't know if y'all remember Bosla. I don't know if y'all remember Bosla
she
Watkins
passed
with
away, right?
yeah, what, about
Yeah,
5 years
yeah.
ago, and she used to say "What's for breaking?" And so this is my shirt. This is contribution to her, and one of her dear friends, Vic Barwu, created this shirt in honor of her.
Oh, that's
And
nice.
so I'm resting. Okay.
No, no, you good, you good. Listen, the reason why I wear t-shirts on some of my a lot of my videos is because I do a lot of batch recordings on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Here's the thing, like when it comes to like my week, I have to get recording where I can, It's not like a
Hmm.
everyday where I'm going to sit down and record. A lot of my recording goes off. I'm saying like sit down recordings, pattern reviews, and all that stuff is the weekends.
Hmm.
So if I am not doing like a pattern review or having to do a photo shoot and all that stuff, you guys will get a t-shirt. Just know that about me. You will get a t-shirt because I'm in workwear
Yeah.
all week and I'm in t-shirts on the weekend because that's about the only days that I get to wear whatever I want and don't have to
Yeah.
be in business professional or business casual. Like this whole week I
Right.
feel like I've been in business professional, and then next week on Thursday I got to be in completely a suit. I know y'all be like, show us on Instagram. Girl, I be trying to keep my work life private and my show life private at work too.
Right. Yeah. That's my story too. I'm dressed for
Yes,
corporate style
some of
all
my
through the week.
yeah, some of my work people like, what's your name on Instagram? I'm like, hey, I said I'll send it to you. Never do.
Oh my
I know
goodness.
I'm straight up wrong for that.
Well, no, some things you want to be private. If you find
Thank
me, you
you,
find me.
Christy. Thank you, Christy. Like here's the thing. I listen. I don't know if the person who said that is in the room, but I'm just gonna say, I didn't take no offense to it, because I get it. Being a sewing channel, you want to see what someone sews. Get it, but just know that if I'm filming on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you will get a T-shirt. However, if I'm filming during the week, you will get a me made because I wear a lot
I
of my
mean,
me
you
mades
share
to work.
enough of your makes, right, for them to
I
see,
do.
for everybody to see.
Every last one of them that I make is being shared.
But I
It's
think
being shared.
if I showed up in my makes on my videos, it might not be cute. It'd be very uncomfortable because most of my stuff is like bridal and formal wear.
Oh
So
yeah, you
I
right.
can't
You
see
right.
myself showing up in sequins and satin. And,
Do it one time just for just for the video.
nah, I'll be like that girl on Coming to America. Nah, mm-mm.
Oh, that we was talking about Coming to America today because somebody was like, I didn't know Samuel L. Jackson was in Coming to America. I said, then you don't know the video. You don't know the movie.
Oh,
Because I think everyone's
that's,
just thinking of Arsenio Hall and Eddie Murphy. Was it Eddie?
oh yeah,
Yeah, Eddie Murphy.
yeah. I
That's all
know
they
you did
thinking
not
about.
just ask, was it Eddie?
Was it Eddie?
I know he had many faces in that film, but I know you did not just ask, was that Eddie?
I did. But here's the thing. I was like, were you guys lacking back then on actors? Because like both of them,
Wait, wait,
Arsenio
wait,
Hall
wait.
and Eddie.
Wait. Let me stop you. You said were y'all lacking in actors? What do you mean, like the movie industry or us that watched, us that was back then?
No. I'm saying like production back then in the 90s.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like the people who actually was watching during that
No, no,
time.
no, no. Hey,
Because I mean, I'm like,
Lynette.
hey, it ain't that
No, no,
long
no, no, no,
ago.
no, 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 no. I'm a movie. I love movies. But what I'm saying is, it's like Eddie Murphy. It seems as if Eddie Murphy liked to play a lot of his own characters because he could be
Hmm.
behind the production. Think of it. Think of it like this. Coming to America, he had many roles himself in that video. Along with Arsenio Hall, they played 2 to 3 roles themselves. Same thing goes for like all of the Nutty Professors. He did the same thing. The
Well, do
clumps and
you
all
get
of that
paid
stuff.
for each one of those roles? Like just like a extra gets paid, do you get paid for each one of those roles? I
I
mean, is
don't
that extra
know.
money? I'm
That I
wondering.
can't.
Does
I
anybody
don't
know?
know. Anybody know?
I
But
mean,
I'm
because
just
that's
saying,
kind of
like,
smart. If so,
if he's the producer, he's actually saving money if you think about it.
well, in that case, yeah,
You ain't
in
paying
that respect,
nobody.
yeah,
But it just makes
yeah, yeah.
it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense to play that many parts in the clumps. What's y'all's
Hey,
thought
if
on
you that
that?
skilled and you can do it, then hey, you for it.
It's just as bad as Tyler Perry playing all what's his name? Uh
Joe,
Joe
Medea,
and Medea and himself, Brian and all of these people. It's no different than
right?
that. Tyler Perry does it,
True.
but Tyler Perry always also pays himself, and he's the director, so he could do that. You know. So that I'm just saying,
Yeah.
what's y'all's thought on like characters playing like six parts? I'm just exaggerating, not six parts, but
Well, Christy says the less actors you hire, the more money for you, which is true.
exactly, exactly,
Hmm.
exactly. Hey, Shamir.
Hey, Lynette. Hey, Samir.
Look, Shamir even said it. Eddie writes the film for him to play all those roles. I thought so, and I think he
Hmm.
be ad libbing. I don't think he remembers all that script that he be writing. I
Well,
think
you
he's like,
got it.
I'm
Like
gonna
if you
write this, but then I'm gonna turn around and say what I want to say on this script. This is my script. This is my film.
right, right, you got carte
Kind of
blanche to
like,
do that.
exactly. Kind of like, what's his name? Tyler Perry. Probably do the same
Hmm.
thing. I would hate to see what the edits look like on Medea's films.
Oh
I would
my
hate to see
goodness.
that. I think
Well,
he
you know,
probably
a
said
lot
she
of
gonna
times
have a gun on us.
he was doing bloopers at the end of his film, so
Yes.
you could see a lot
You
of
know
that.
what? You know what? This is like with Tyler Perry. I love his plays better than I love his movies. Like honestly, when he first came out with plays, I was all like, yeah, yeah, ooh, a play came out by Tyler Perry. Then he started making every play a movie, which, if you think about it, you maximizing your revenue, right? I'm all about maximizing your
Hmm.
revenue. But I was just like, every play is gonna be a movie. What? Yeah.
I like his movies better than his series.
You talking about the
Like his
TV
movies were,
series?
yeah, his movies were elevation from the plays. Like I got all his plays,
Yeah.
but the movies I like those, but I draw the line
Yeah,
at
I
the
have all of
series. I
his.
can't get
I
into
have pretty
those.
much all of his plays. What's your favorite play
Yeah.
by him?
Oh my goodness, I remember Mama. What was the one where the little girl? Um, I never forget.
Mm?
This was the one where the little girl was cutting up and acting up, and Kristen, what's his name?
Oh,
Mm,
you
Christian
talking about
Keys.
Christian Keys? Yeah.
Yeah, I
Ah,
like
what is
that one.
that one? Y'all help us out. We getting old around here. At least I am. I can't speak for Alicia.
The little girl was a little grown. I think that's where they got the one with Kiki Palmer in it. I think that was the that movie was from that role. I think.
I gotta go back and look because I think like one of my favorite plays was him with him. It's one of the first oldest ones. Not Why Did I Get Married? Is it like a class one? The one where he
Yeah,
was like
there
the
was a class
bellman.
reunion.
Class
Class
reunion, that's the
reunion.
one. Yep. Where
Yeah,
he was
that
the
was a good one.
bellsman or whatever.
Yeah,
The bellhop. He was
but
like,
you
so you
know,
want me? He said, you want me to do two jobs? That's two checks. So
now
hold
the
on.
one
Stop reading
series
this
that
bill.
the one series that I do like, and the lady that was in that play, she was the hotel clerk or whoever, but
Mm-hmm.
she's in that movie. Have is it hasn't not the hasn't have not
Haven't have not. You talking about uh
with
it's the one
Marcus?
with Tasha Smith in it too.
Yeah, Marcus and oh, what's her name, y'all? Anyway, I like that series. That was nice.
I
That was
watched the
a
Have and Have Nots like the first three seasons, I want to probably say. And then after that, the Oval came on. I stopped watching the Haves and the Have Nots or whatever.
yeah. I
Um,
didn't care for that. I don't like the have
it,
and
it,
have not. No.
so listen, it was good until um, it's kind of like you knew what was going to happen next after the whole, was it her brother? I can't remember if it was her brother or somebody she knew or whatever.
Don't even get me live because I stopped watching.
Yeah, that was wild. What was that show that I was watching that was really good? Have you been watching Beauty and Black? Any of y'all been watching Beauty and Black?
Mm-mm.
But
No.
I want to see the new one that he got. What is it? What's the new one he got out on
Feed the
Netflix?
people.
Yeah, She the
Yeah,
People.
see the
I wanted to
people.
make, yeah. I want to see that since my show, since the other ones is off air right now. Blood and Water. That's a good one, y'all. If you have never seen it, go look it up on YouTube or on Netflix. Nope, haven't seen it. Oh, AC. Which one haven't you seen? We didn't mention a lot of them. Have nots or the what's the one? Beauty in Black. I think they're
You
supposed to
talking
come
about
back
series?
out. Yeah, the series. What? Oh, you know what? I didn't even tell y'all what pattern I'm working on. It's a secret. It's like Victoria's Secret. I can't tell. No, I'm just joking. It's Victoria's Secret. I can't tell. It's a secret. Actually, the new ones. Okay, gotcha. I am actually working on a button-down shirt for Battle of the Shirt dress. Y'all know I got to keep up with my own dang series, right? And plus, your girl always be in need of these button-down shirts for work. Button-down shirts, me and button-down shirts go together bad. Like I got one on today. I love a good button-down shirt. But the pattern that I'm working on is this one right here. And I think it should be coming up on the screen too, but hold on, I got this light on over here,
Mm-hmm.
but let me move this light for a quick second so y'all can see it so it's not like a glare. Butterick 6816. You know what? Karen from Karen Uter, she have done like a pattern review on this pattern several times. I think she have sewn it like 3 or 4 times. So when you see somebody sew this pattern so many times, you're like, okay, it may be a good pattern. So far, it is an easy to sew pattern, and it's rated as easy to sew. This pattern only has 6 pattern pieces. So, we love
6 pieces.
those 6 pattern pieces, honey, for a button down shirt.
Okay.
That's a win in my book. Compared to, we're not going to talk about if y'all looked at that sewing plans for June. Yeah, it's a lot of patterns that I cut out that's over that 6. Most of them were like 9 pattern pieces. I'll put it like this. Over the 3 days of cutting out all of that for batch cutting, and it was like 7 patterns. Listen, it was a course of 3 days that I cut all of those patterns out. I was about ready to crash when I was like, dude, why did I cut out all these patterns? But then I know why. Because your girl needs button down shirts for work. I need to finish up the Don't Judge Me, Judge Yourself March. Yeah, the March minimalist collection. I want to be done with it because like I'm sitting over here looking at it, and the more I look at it, you know how you look at something for so long you get disinterested.
Mm-hmm.
So before and like y'all, the Ankara fabric, amazing. Like, let me share this with y'all. Let me share this with y'all. Y'all think about this. I'm just getting a scratch piece of fabric, okay? All right, so this is the Ankara fabric. Isn't she gorgeous?
That is beautiful.
For some pants, right? Pants and
Mm-hmm.
of course, seeing my favorite pattern. We're not going to talk about it, but it's Butterick 7001. Yep, you use Scrap Buster for that. Yep. I have made it so many times. And then just think about this, like black and white stripes. Come on now. Jacket, you know how you working on your Zendaya 2 piece?
Right.
My Zendaya two
Right.
piece right here. right here, Alethea.
That's gonna be nice. That's the suit or the
It's
shirt.
gonna be a suit. It's gonna be a
Oh,
suit.
so you doing the gangster style suit? That's gonna be nice.
And of course, you know
That remind me of a zoo
I'm
suit.
pairing it with some white heels that I got. So just stay tuned for that, y'all. I'm gonna
Yeah, that's gonna be
actually,
really nice.
I'm gonna give different styling options because y'all love when I do like 2 or 3 different styling options when I do a whole collection. So I'm gonna still do that. Okay, so
That's gonna
Amy,
be
give us the
nice.
details. Like, give us the details on that pattern. A blazer pattern with 6 pattern pieces. Ma'am, what is that pattern? Because I'm always looking for some easy patterns to sew up with minimal pattern pieces. She said 6 for a blazer. I mean, like, that's doable, though.
I can see that the front, the back, um,
Front to
the
back,
sleeve,
collar,
the
sleeve,
collar.
the upper and under
Um,
collar, and the sleeves.
yeah, might have a lining. She
Yeah,
might have side front and side back.
that's true.
Uh,
Side, front, side back.
yeah, so I can see that.
Hey, look who joined the chat.
I
Yes.
see.
Okay, that's what's up. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We just vibing. We just vibing. This is not nobody so along, y'all. We just vibing today. I know I normally come in live and give so alongs and how I do it and all that. Today, I just wanted to vibe. That's
Mhm.
why I said just bring your whips
Just
because
want to cut
every
out
live
the
is not going to be a so along for the summer. It's just going to be
Butterick
me sewing it up.
4926.
Oh, I had that pattern. I had that pattern. Ooh, thank you. I'm finna. Hey, baby
How do you
girl.
remember all the numbers like that? Like that just blows my mind. How do you do that? Like, oh, I can just
Um.
have it. I'm like, let
Okay,
me
so
look it up.
listen.
And it takes me about 15
Hey,
minutes
do
to
me a
look it up.
favor. On that notebook right there, Layla, could you write down B4926? It's outside in the garage in the Butterick stash. Here, just write it. Write it on this page. Yep. Y'all know that's my personal assistant.
Mhm.
B5926.
I don't think I did that right. It looks like it's
Listen,
about
okay, so listen. So to answer to your point, Alethea, how do I come up with all of these numbers and how I remember it?
yeah,
Y'all
please let
know
me.
I used to be a math teacher, so I love numbers, huh? Yeah, yeah. Please give me a drink. Give me a drink. Non-alcoholic beverage, please. Y'all hear her over here talking about? Of course, it's gonna be virgin. Just telling all my business. Huh? That's kids for you. That's kids for you. Of course, it's gonna be virgin. Like, mommy, you ain't drinking nothing. Kids for you. I tell you, you telling all your business.
She's telling the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So don't
So
get on
help
here
her
trying to act
God.
like something. Don't get on here trying to front.
All right,
She's gonna
listen.
let
She
you know
wants
the
y'all to
real
help
deal.
choose. Here, let me see. I mean, come on, make an appearance. Just go ahead and make an appearance, girl. All right, look. This is what she gives me, y'all. Help me decide. What?
She's looking out for you.
Whoa, okay, she gave me definition here. Okay. Okay. Bye, girl. Give me the grape juice. No ice. Thank you. Clear cup. Thank you. All
Hey,
right,
D.
so, hey D. Hey, everyone said hello, Lay. But you're excused though. What? No, no, thank you. I just want the juice. That's about it. I'm good. Y'all, excuse me on that one. All right, I'm doing front bends now. Oh, I think I shared, but for all the people that just got here, this is the pattern that I am using. Sparkling Welch. Yes, D. Yes. Listen, I have bottles upon bottles of every flavor of that Sparkling Welch. I buy them when they buy one, get one free. And plus, that's what we have on Saturday mornings for breakfast. We just have the sparkling Welchers. D, I am doing fabulous, honey. I cannot complain.
Where do I put this?
You filled it up way too much.
That was
Here.
the whole 9 ounces.
Thank you.
That was up to the fill line.
I'm doing good, Rochelle. Not
Okay?
Rochelle. B. I am
Thank
trying
you.
to get this collar in. I did the collar in one way. I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
do it another way. The way the pattern says do it.
Okay, enough.
Um, the lapel actually. Let's see if I can get this in here like it says to do it. I have my own way of doing it, and I like the way I do it.
Do what,
But
Alicia?
it's lapel, but I'm trying to be good. Trying to
That's
get it
funny
here.
because you know, like how they tell you, like, oh, to sew the side seams and this and that. Like when you put it in the sleeve, honey, I'm gonna flat method the sleeve if I can. Every time, I just do not like the instructions that they do. I don't like the instructions on patterns with fly front zippers. I have my own method and own way of doing those
Hmm.
too. I just feel like they take the long route home doing fly
Well,
front
see, that's
zippers.
what I'm thinking here. It's like, I'd have had this in and done. Well, I mean, y'all saw me the other night on video. I mean, on my last video. But
Exactly. See.
this is just a long way around. But
So, Amy, let me ask you this: how many of your Make Nine projects have you completed? And that's when you don't have to answer if you don't want to. But I mean, like, that's up to you if you want to answer or not. But how many have you come? Listen, I'm gonna be honest. My Make Nine is going really, really good compared to last year, y'all. I ain't gonna even lie. Last year I got like 7 out of 9 done. Six. My bad. 6 out of 9 done.
did I
And the goal
participate
was
last year, or was
Olivia,
it
we ain't
year
gonna talk
before?
about that. We ain't gonna
Okay,
talk
yeah,
about that.
let's
Yeah,
not. That's
let's
why
not talk about
before I said anything, I just said, I'm not going to contribute to that conversation.
last year was not going really good for me. Towards the so like you know how like here's the thing. At the top of the year, people have goals, they have plans, they have all of these things, right? By the time summer hit, those plans go out the window.
Hmm.
So I set myself down and said, "Self, why do I sound like what's his name, Mr. Brown? Self." Be like, Self, Rochelle, you need to revisit those goals that you set at the top of the year and do something about these goals. So that's what I did. That's what I did, and I was just like, yo, um, on my calendar have all the dates, the due dates. Right now, I still need to. The only thing, listen, y'all, the jacket, that Butterick pattern almost took me out, y'all. That was my Make 5. That's why I am behind on my Make 9. It's cut out. I'm going to start working on it next week. And I'm going to work on 2 Make 9s at the same time. So I'm not behind. Wish me luck on putting Vicky So's pattern together for, what is it? The Vicky sews Cynthia blouse. That's the other one I have to do. Where's my scissors? Oh, here
You
we
said
go.
Cynthia Rowley.
The Cynthia blouse. It's like a button-down shirt, but it's
Oh,
like a
oh,
relaxed fit. But I want to have
gotcha.
it done before the 4th of July because I'll be in the sand and I can wear that long shirt as kind of like a button-down shirt and wear it as a dress instead of just a shirt.
Uh,
I'm saying like I'm gonna wear it as a dress, but it may be a little short.
right.
But hey, I'm outside of work, so it don't matter what I wear outside of work.
That's
Listen,
true.
you know.
Well, this is my main goal right here. I said I'm not participating in those challenges right now. Not
I
necessarily.
supposed to participate in 5 challenges, but I just don't think that I see enough challenges lately to participate. So that may be a, when I talked about the win, lose, or draw, that may be a draw. It might
Oh
be.
shoot, I ran out of thread.
Yeah, I
Hate
just did
that.
too. I did the same thing. Ran out of thread, and I was like, dang, man. It's like you don't want to run out of thread in the middle of you doing something too. Mm. I'm not
So
turning the no
Christy
seam
said, "Give
allowance
some
over
good
here.
tips." She's sewing. She out on summer break. Um, one project at a time. So slow. Take your time.
Christy, a couple of things that I will give you, kind of like, with you being in summer break. And I think she said she just learning how to sew. Yeah, she's just learning how to sew. Um, I would not attempt garment sewing as like my first couple of projects. I would attempt things that I do not have to do any type of fitting. That would be my tip. Let's hear it from the audience. What are you guys tips for Christy regarding sewing if she's one new to sewing and she's on spring break? What do you suggest? Let's hear it. Alethea, what was your first thing that you like when you was getting into sewing? What was the first thing that you started sewing?
I can show you. I love showing the pictures. I can show you.
She said I can show you. I'm gonna tell you,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna show y'all because I don't have it. I don't even have pictures. I mean, like it was
that's my
bad.
first garment right there. It was a seafoam terry knit romper. I
What?
think, maybe 10 years old. I was supposed to be 12 to get in this 2 week summer class. And my mama lied to get me in there. And
That's what we do.
that was my official
That's what
sewing
we
class.
do.
Because I've been sewing since I was like eight, learning how to sew since I was
What?
8 years old.
Get out of
Yeah, so,
here. Get out of here.
but yeah,
She says
so
since she been sewing since she was a listen. She the real deal, Holyfield.
look, I've been sewing like a half a century now, over half a century.
I ain't been sewing that long. It's been just a measly 15 years. We ain't gonna talk about it.
Listen, it's been wow.
I know, right? When I tell
You
somebody
remember
that,
the
they be
story,
like,
Lynette?
"What?"
So Lynette says, take your time and don't rush.
Yep,
Um,
I like that. Yes, I was there for that story. Wasn't that one that we talked about on the last time we was live together?
it's possible. I talked about that so many times. 'Cause, that's part of my beginning. My humble beginning.
Yeah.
That's why I like to keep
Oh
that
yeah,
picture
Amy.
of
I look. I agree with Amy. The seam ripper is your best friend. Look, it's always close because your
I
best
do
friend is
agree with
always
sew
what
what you
close.
want, but
I do
also
agree with that. I
but
just
find
I'm just
something
saying
that you
like
can
yeah,
manage. Handle.
yeah, that's true too. Less pattern pieces, not a lot of pattern pieces. I just always say like I just don't try to let the first thing be garment because you got to do fitting and make sure it fit, cutting the right size or whatever. If you was to sew like a pillowcase or apron or whatever, you don't have to necessarily worry about um, cutting the right size because most of the time those are just boxy fits. But yes,
Mm-hmm.
I agree with everybody. Sew what you want.
Yeah, love it. Leah
Just
says enjoy the
just use
process.
muslin.
Definitely
Just use
enjoy the
muslin.
process and embrace the perfect imperfections. Yes.
Yep, yep. Because I'm telling you, I remember. Listen, Alethea, I remember when I got into drafting my own patterns. Right. This is before pattern making and all that stuff. I caught myself doing a basic block. And I think this was basic block for, I think a bodice block, as a matter of fact. Just to have a basic sloper. When I say, I don't know what I was thinking, simply
Mm.
because it just made the bust area look flat. I was like, am I not taking my measurements right? Because every
Mhm.
time I went up an inch or 2 inches, it just seemed like I looked like a pancake at the top. It just was not. I was like, I don't know whose boobs is flat like a pancake, but you gotta have like the round curve. It just was not working for me. But let me tell you this: I didn't give up. I actually do have a basic bodice block, but I'm gonna redo it because that was years ago. I have one for my daughter too, but now that she's 15, yeah, we gotta redo that.
So were
She
you working
reminds
from
me.
a pattern?
No,
Did you say you working from a pattern?
no, I was working strictly from my own measurements
Okay.
for a basic. And you know how you have to do the apex and all that stuff.
Right.
I don't think that I was getting the apex measurement from the shoulder down to the apex
Mhm.
right, because every
Okay.
time the darts were like way up here, it was not even. It was all the way up here. Like, why my
That
darts
was
up here? Why my darts up here? It was crazy. And you know how you like reading from a book, like one of those pattern drafting books or whatever. It was an old
uh-huh.
school one from like probably the 90s.
Right.
And I got frustrated, so I was like, nope, I'm not gonna even try to attempt this anymore.
Now with that being said, do you do muslins right now?
You know what? Listen, I started doing muslins at the top of this year for a couple of reasons. And the reason why is because I will fluctuate based off of the season. It just seems like I call it my big girl era, is always in the winter time.
You say your big girl era.
Yeah, when I gain the most weight. And then I lose it come spring because I'm just like super active in the spring and in the summer
Mhm.
because I'm always out and about moving around. So I make a lot of muslins now, and it's just basically not necessarily on like shirts, but mainly for like blazers and pants. And to be honest, it works out really good for me. And
Mm.
sometimes, and like honestly, I'm thankful because look, y'all seen this on the last. I think last time we was live, you seen this, Alethea. This is a blazer that I'm working on. This is part of the minimalist collection. Don't judge me for my scraps. It's scraps for a reason. So this is the blazer, and just think it's Butterick 6933 for those of you who wants to know what pattern it is. Um, just think of if I didn't do a muslin, I would have been cutting into this black and white striped fabric and really mess up some fabric because I feel like it needs to be about an inch bigger in the side front pieces, or even just make the adjustment to the front and the back to have a really good fit because it is fitted, but it's too fitted.
Mm.
I wouldn't be able to put like a turtleneck underneath it or a bodysuit or anything. I might as well just wear a bra at that point. Christy says
Anybody
she
sewing
made
tonight?
y'all. You hear Christy? She said she made a knit dress and it's wearable.
That's
I
the
love the
point, Christy.
confidence. I love that
Yeah.
confidence, and that confidence take you a long ways. She's embracing like, hey, it may not be right, but it's right for me.
It's wearable,
That
like
it's
you said.
wearable. That's it. That's all you need. Wearable. Make sure it's wearable. All
All right,
right.
I clicked all these things out. I hope that makes sure it's coming out right.
Mm-hmm. I'm getting around all of these curves on this facing piece. Oh. It's only been 48 minutes. Why it seem like we've been talking for a hot minute, Alicia? But it's like that when you
Well,
got
that's
them
because
coming,
we
right?
have.
I wasn't gonna say nothing, but listen. I wasn't gonna say nothing. We have. That's true. We was prepping before the um live. So T Payton, I don't use a sloper as much now as before, but I do make a muslin depending on what I'm making. But do I have a bodice sloper? Yes. But because the bodice sloper is probably a good 8 years old, does it fit? Yes, but I feel like it could. I could use a different one or a newer one. Um, yeah, an updated version before I just use that for every pattern. And I think like a lot of people don't know how to use their sloper against the pattern. Alethea, do you do that?
What's
Use
that?
your like say for instance, like do you have a bodice sloper and you match the sloper to any pattern? I know Diana,
I
um,
don't.
she
Um,
does that sometimes, like
I
for
usually just
pants.
with each thing that I make, I'm doing tissue fit measurement stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. Tissue fit pattern tissue adjustment,
Gotcha.
or I'll do a
You know, that's one
muslin,
thing that I
but
have
no.
not done. I have not. Well, let me not lie on that. I used to do tissue fitting until tissue fitting decided to break on me. The tissue
Mm-hmm.
tore on me, and that was the last time I did tissue fitting. And that was like the one of those Melissa Watson tissue fitting patterns. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm talking about? And then I was
Yeah.
like, literally, you just break on me like that. What's wrong with that?
So I'll do the measurements and I'll create a muslin, and then like this one call it's my wearable muslin. Even though it's denim, I do plan on wearing it because it's coming out good so far. But I'm testing my fit on this first, and then make whatever adjustments, and then I'll transfer the adjustments to my
The pattern.
tissue. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the tissue pattern. Yep, that's what I do. I do the same thing. Like, if I cut a pattern and like the blazer, that muslin right here, my wearable, it's not wearable. I'm not going to even lie. I'm not wearing this nowhere, y'all. But I just took nowhere. I just took leftover fabric, and this is how you could get rid of your scraps. I said this before. Just use whatever fabric that you have instead of muslins. Like I do not buy muslin fabric at all. I just use scrap fabric and cut pieces to make a muslin. And literally, if I did not do that, I would be mad to use my nice striped fabric
Yeah.
because I literally need to either take the seam allowance from 5/8 of an inch seam allowance down to like a fourth of an inch, well, 3/8 of an inch, or enlarge the. Actually, this one is not even enlarge the. Like most times you have to enlarge the waist or the hips. Nah,
Mm-hmm.
this one is enlarged the bust. Yeah,
I think that's the misconception. A lot of people think you got to go out and buy a special fabric to do the muslin. It just
heck
needs to
no.
be the same weight or consistency of
Yep,
the garment that you actually making. That's the best way you're gonna
right.
test the fit,
And I'm
see
using a
how it flows
poplin
and fits.
fabric, so that's why I was able to test with just the regular cotton or whatever, because
Yeah,
this is a poplin fabric with a little bit of stretch. That what
right.
I just showed you, Alethea,
Mm-hmm.
it has
Right.
a little bit of stretch on that. So
And if you're doing a knit, you definitely don't want to use a cotton or woven fabric
no,
to do that because
absolutely
you're gonna
not.
mess yourself up.
Completely, I did that before. I did that before, talking about testing.
Yeah, I learned that the hard way years ago.
Wait a minute.
It don't
You
fit.
see Carol's. Oh, okay, okay. I read that wrong. She said I use my slippers to figure out. That's why I was like, hold up, what? Tell me all
And
about it.
sloper.
No, she meant slipper. Yeah. I was
Yeah.
gonna say, wait, what? How in the world you do that? Tell me all about it, cause I want to know. Cause I got slippers right on over here. My daughter bought them downstairs for
All
me.
right.
She was like,
So
you
yeah,
might need these slippers.
that looked
Cause
weird, but it came out the same.
what?
Yeah.
Your lapel?
Yeah, because one I did a hand stitch because I did the lapel different the way I normally do it, where the collar and the lapel is separate at the peak
Mm-hmm.
point. It's a peak lapel, and
Ooh.
so on this side I did it separate, but I show how you can actually tack it together, and
Mm-hmm.
nobody would know that it was separate. But this side I actually
Ooh.
stitched it together, just like the pattern calls for.
Which side do you like the best?
I'm to be honest with you, I like the side that I did where I can manipulate it a little bit better.
Okay.
Once I press this out, it'll probably be fine. This side, the way the pattern does it, it's a lot. Um, it's more time consuming, but it's the right way. We'll just say that's the right way.
Okay, we liked it.
Um,
It's the right way.
but I
Ha
like
ha ha.
mine feels better the way it came out.
Mhm.
But I will say, press as you press, the seams open and flat. It'll probably feel the same. So I don't have any of the seams pressed flat open. I just trimmed them.
Yeah.
So pressing was is definitely key in when you're creating the jacket, especially the lapel.
Nice.
So that's what I'm feeling like the non-pressed part. But
Nice.
and I like it.
What else is everyone sewing tonight? Are we working on some of our whips or are we just kind of vibing?
Is Hobby Lobby getting rid of McCall's pattern?
Okay, listen.
Um, I heard somebody say that.
Lynette. Okay, so let me. Oh, y'all don't want to hear my spill on this, but
Yeah,
y'all do. That's
that's your
what y'all
division.
came for. That's
Look,
what
that's
y'all
your
came
division.
for. Oh yeah, you know I'm gonna give that tea. And that's what y'all came for me to give y'all this tea. So listen. So last year, McCall's was getting rid of their new look patterns, which prompted me to do, and you was part of this, Alethea. It prompted me to do the Hot Girl Summer for New Look patterns
Oh,
last year. Remember that?
I
Everybody went
remember.
out and bought those patterns. I'm gonna tell y'all, if y'all want to stay away from patterns, stay away from those stores of mine. But
Hmm.
honestly, I have not been posting pattern sales and stuff like that. If you guys been noticing, and I know y'all like, Rochelle, where you at? Where you at, girl? Where you at? I'm just minding my business. Cause y'all be like mad at me because y'all go out and spend so much money. But now, honestly, with Joann's being closed, like we all see the simplicity. I mean, I think everybody's kind of like hipped with simplicity and knowing the sales or whatever. So most of the time, I don't post them um, as frequent as I did with Joann's because I was always in Joann's. Now, when it comes to Hobby Lobby, on the other hand, I'm just gonna be honest. I'm not a big fan of Hobby Lobby. I do not go on Hobby Lobby a lot, like some other sewists. It's not like like I'm boycotting Hobby Lobby or anything like that. It's not that. It's just for the most part, Hobby Lobby sells a lot of cotton fabrics. Yes, I do so with cotton fabrics, but it's kind of like a hit and miss for me with Hobby Lobby. And plus, when I think of going to Hobby Lobby on a weekend, because it's not like very very close like it was for Joann's for me, they're closed on Sundays. So yeah. And to talk about, they got rid of new look patterns last year. This year is going to be McCall's. From what I know, they are pretty much phasing out McCall patterns. If you notice, they do not have the new McCall patterns in. I mean, they have a couple of seasons back, but if you are looking for certain patterns, this may be your time and your warning to run your butt on over to McCall's. Run your butt on over to Hobby Lobby. Get those patterns that you've been so dyingly looking for $2.99. They're on sale for $2.99 right now. Yes, I do know that. And get them now because what it's looking like, looking in the news, and we all read the news, the 5 o'clock news everywhere. Yes, I did just say 5 o'clock. Um, it just looks like before y'all ask me what's going on with Simplicity, I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if, the whole liquidators and Simplicity and this and that. I know Mimi said something in her stories about that. You just got to watch that. I don't know what's going on with that front line. But just in case, you can't get patterns, I'm hoping you're stocking up now regarding patterns. Stock up now and think about it later. That's what I do when I buy fabric. I get it now, get enough yardage, and think about what I'm going to make later. It's very rarely, and Alethea, do you do this? It's very rarely where I will purchase a fabric and know exactly what I'm going to make. Do you just kind of like purchase right then and there and then figure out what you're going to make later? Or what do you do,
No, I
Alethea?
actually imagine what I'm gonna make with it, but
Mm-hmm.
the question is, does it ever get made in that same thing?
No. That's why I said I buy enough yardage, for to make something. Like my go to is always to buy anywhere from 4 to 6 yards of fabric because I can make several things with that. I
Hmm.
know a lot of people do 3 yards, but button down shirts for me takes at least minimum 3 1/4 of a yard, right? For a button down
Hmm.
shirt. So I'm not buying just 3 yards. I'm always going to buy like four because then it gives
Right.
me a little bit of extra. And also, if I have to size up something and you only got three and it calls for three, you're not going to have enough. So my go to for purchasing fabric is always going to be 4 yards.
Yeah, mine is usually no less than three, but four, sometimes five. But it depends on what I'm making. I mean, if I really like the fabric, I'm gonna buy 4 or 5 yards of it. Um,
Okay.
but my rule of thumb is kind of like yours. And then I do buy extras for checking for stretch, checking for color, uh, color fastening. If it's gonna fade or anything, if there's issues with it. Because sometimes you buy fabric and it's warped, like
Mm-hmm.
it's
That's
off
true.
grain.
That's true.
So it's nothing worse than getting a fabric and it's off grain. Then you got to take a chunk of it off just to
Mm-hmm.
color it back up and get it, screw it up. You know.
True
Um,
that. All right, let me answer some of y'all's comments. I don't want y'all to think I forgot about y'all. I haven't. I'm gonna go back up to AC. Your store's keeping them. Just got new order. They got rid of New Look. Yes, they got rid of New Look last year. That's why they had the 99-cent sale. So keep an eye out. They started the 99-cent sale last year in April, May timeframe, and that was it. So they're $2.99 right now. They used to be $4.99. That $2 discount, right? On top of
hmm.
that, I want to see next month if it's gonna go down to $1.99. Mark my word. Y'all didn't hear
Right.
that from me, and then don't go in there and say Rochelle said they $1.99. Rochelle didn't say that they $1.99. Rochelle just said and be mindful of what you heard. Just be on the lookout. Watch with your eyes.
Yeah, you had everybody in Hobby Lobby last time buying all those patterns, going back 3 or 4 times, going to two different states,
Listen, yeah, I
crossing
know.
over states to buy Hobby.
Christy said she done for the night. All right, just vibe with us then. Lynette said that she finished cutting out a pattern and should have waited to join me, but she's enjoying regardless. That's what's up, Lynette. Thank you so much
Mhm.
for being here with us. T Payment says she's a bat maker primarily. She has some whips that need to be prepped for shipping. That's what's up. Vibe with us on that. Work on that bag. Okay, listen. Two in you, for you. or so it seems. She says she's trying to finish a swinging suit. So do you swing dance? But her surgery is jamming, so she done for the night. Oh, that sucks right there. She said, yeah, you sure haven't been posting these sales lately. Listen, I'm going to get back on it. I just kind of took a break from posting the pattern sales each week when Joann's decided to close. Because I'm not going to lie to y'all. It was fun scrolling through Joann's, seeing what was on sale, giving y'all the inside scoops and stuff. It's going to be hard for me to go inside Hobby Lobby to do the same thing. But we'll see. We'll see. Lynette says she just got her package of patterns today. I have no clue what she ordered. Girl, open that package. I'm not either, but that's all we have in Goldsboro. Hold on. AC Henry, you stay in Goldsboro. Someone's saying Charlotte, Greensboro, and Raleigh. You need to connect with the North Carolina folks. If you stay in North Carolina, drop your city and y'all connect. Christy, we don't have one close. Joann's was 20 minutes away instead of an hour. I feel that. Amy, should you vibe or start a new project? That's up to you, honey. I would say vibe. Lynette, to your point about Joann's and Michael's, the news out is basically Michael's acquired Joann's, but not in the sense of acquired all their items. It's only certain things that they acquired from Joann's. But the reason why, and I'm going to touch bases on this. The reason why I have not done a video on the whole Michael's Joanne situation, some people have posted videos. What's her name? I don't know her first name, but the Sewing Report Live, I think is her handle. She have touched bases on this, and she have said that Michael has been acquired by, Joann's have been acquired by Michael's. The thing about it, it's not everything. So, just know, watch it at your own risk, and just know that you have to read the article yourself. It's not everything. It's certain things. That's one thing. When I said this, like at the very beginning, before I do a video, I want to do my research, because I'm not going to get on here and just provide y'all with some foolishness or whatever. I want to know what I'm talking about when I'm providing a report. Oh, T. Payton says she have literally never been inside a Hobby Lobby. They only have been in my state for about 5 years or so, and I'm boycotting them as well. Okay, T. Payton, that's what's up. It's not, listen, T. Payton, it's not like I'm boycotting them. It's just, I just don't be seeing stuff that, and maybe it just be my Hobby Lobby. It's just I haven't been finding anything that fits what I like. If you know, you know, you know. But I'm not like shading them whatsoever, because I know some of you guys shop inside Hobby Lobby, and that's cool. It's just when I think of Hobby Lobby, it's just always on a Sunday and they close, and it's a win-win for me. For the both of us, right? I'm wrong for that, but I know. Wasn't there an announcement that the Big Four was sold to a liquidator? Shaquita, so to your point, Simplicity came out and kind of posted. However, Mimi have posted in her stories, and you could go to her stories on Instagram today and hear what she says about she's not involved in what that ad or whatever had to do, but business is going to be running as usual for Simplicity. So I don't know what that means, but it's there if you want to know, what's up with the Big Four. Lynette said Big Four or Big Five. All right, I need to stop buying patterns. Christy, I've been telling myself that for 15 years. Yeah, okay. Keep telling yourself that, Christy. You need to stop buying patterns. We keep saying that, but we still buy patterns every time there's a
As long as you hang out in the store community, you ain't stopping.
Listen, as long as you hanging out with me, you ain't stopping. Listen, okay, so Christy, about buying patterns, listen to this. And I'm going to say this. Back in 2022, I literally came in and y'all came for me. I mean, y'all came running and throwing like punches at me, right? Oh, y'all was boxing me in. I was reporting from Joann's and I said, listen, y'all, look at these empty shelves. You remember this, Alethea? I said, look at these empty shelves. It was either the end of 2022, beginning of 2023. I said, listen,
No, I think I
y'all,
missed that.
look at these empty shelves. This looked like a going out of business sale. When I say that, when you have a whole aisle that's empty, no fabric, it's questionable. I'm just saying.
Mhm.
And yo, people was in my comments like, they're just rebranding. They're not going out of business. I was just
Hey,
like,
I thought they were
oh.
going to just rebrand. They got me
Well,
this time.
they said that they was gonna rebrand to Joanne, and I mean I was all for it. However, I was just like something ain't looking right, because if you look like the first time that they went bankruptcy was early 2000. Most people, y'all know I have a whole story about the whole history of Joann's. But when I started seeing like empty shelves and stuff, it reminded me of Hancock Fabric. You remember Hancock Fabric?
Hmm.
So it reminded me of that. If you've been sewing for a minute, you definitely know what Hancock fabric is or whatnot. So that's what it reminded me of, and I was like, wait a minute, these shelves are empty. This looked like a going out of business though. The minute that left my mouth, oh yo, people came for me in my comment box, and I was just like, okay, well maybe I'm wrong. I did hear them say that they was going to rebrand, but I don't see any rebranding ads or anything. And Joann's was good for ad after ad. Sign up for this, all the coupons and everything. But it was never no rebranding ad whatsoever. And y'all know your girl know when it comes to Joann's because I was getting their, pamphlets in the mail every week. And then all of a sudden it stopped in like 2022. All of a sudden, they refused to send me. They took me off the mailers list. Oh,
Oh
wasn't I
wow.
salty? Y'all know how we used to get the coupons and the ads for the next 2 weeks in the mail? I no
Hmm.
longer got those things. Then the other people stopped getting the sale ad. Let me see.
Now,
New look,
you
simplicity.
go to, if you type in Joanne.com right now, it takes you straight to Michael. And then there's a big old welcome,
Yeah.
Joanne customers.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
I'm like, oh my goodness.
Okay, look at Shaquita's comment. A few content creators spoke about the sale today. They say Vogue is included in the sale. What sale are you referring to, Shaquita? Are you talking about the Butterick and Vogue sale on simplicity.com right now, or what are you referring to? Or are you talking about Hobby Lobby sale? Yes, T Payton. That's what. Yeah, good call out on that one. IP for intellectual property. That's I think that's what people fail to realize, and it's all in the wording. Peyton, thank you for calling that out. That's so one thing I want to mention is like when you see a lot of these content creators report on these, it's the wording, and when I say it's the wording, not to be disrespectful to any content creator because that's never like my intentions. It's just kind of like when you say, "Hey, Simplicity was sold to a liquidator." And people's thinking like, "What the hell happened to the big four?" Right? Instead of saying what T. Payton says right there, intellectual property. And I know a lot of people's like, "What does that mean?" You're gonna have to Google it because it would take me all night to even explain what that means to you. Okay, so Christy, regarding Michael's, y'all remember when I reported saying like Michael came out with a what did I say? How did I say it? Like, Michael was spitting fire. It was spitting fire. I have a video. I forgot what the video was called, but I think it was like, I would have to look it up. Let me just grab my phone and look it up and tell y'all what I titled. Listen, I post so many videos to the point where sometimes I can't remember the title of the video. I know what it's about. It was like basically Michael versus Joanne's.
I
Michael didn't come to
remember
play
he
or
just
something. You
did
know
it
what I'm talking
recently.
about? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just about 2 weeks ago or whatever. When I and y'all was there for the tea, and I love it when you guys are watching these videos and getting the tea. But it was basically like, I seen that. I reported from not Joanne's, but Michael's, saying like, a birdie told me Michael's now sell fabric. Unfortunately, they wasn't selling fabric in my store, but a lot of stores up the East Coast had fabric. And I was like, okay, well, I'm down south, but I don't have no fabric in my store. I was a little salty, I'm not gonna lie. And then I go to their website, right as day, like you said, Alethea, to your point, it said, welcome Joanne's customers. And I was like, and they ran a whole full ad. And
Mm-hmm.
Joanne's haven't even completely closed yet at the time. And I was just like, if this is not like some shady BS. Yeah, I said craft store wars getting brutal. Here's the quote: stick a needle in them. I was like, dang, Michael, did you have to do it like that? Stick a needle in them. Welcome Joanne's customer. Like, they literally put that saucy. It was petty, honestly. It was petty, but I mean, when you trying to make that money, and petty or not, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do to reel your customers in. Period. Point blank. But yeah, Michaels didn't come to play. But just note that Walmart may be in a play too. Keep an eye out on Wally World, even though I hate going there. But if they are back into play, I think I would still boycott Walmart and their sewing area. Why? Because listen, we're going to spend an hour just trying to get someone over to the cutting counter. I don't want to go through all of that drama. Ooh, Christy. What? Um, Shaquita, look at what T. Payton said. She actually kind of confirmed what I was saying, kind of like it would be all night before I could tell you what that means when you say like they sold everything to the liquidators. Only certain things was sold. And what T. Payton put in the comment section, those are the things that was sold. Not everything, just certain things. And it's pretty much goes to talk about their trade, basically, is what was sold to them. Not like the actual patterns itself. It's just like their trade and how they do business. Trade secrets is basically what it is. Strategy. Y'all, it's been an hour, which is great. I'll keep going for a few more minutes. What about you, Alethea? How you holding up
Same
over there?
here. Yep. Whenever you're ready to call it quits, I'm good.
She said, whenever
No,
I'm
I'm just
ready to call
saying,
it
I'm good
quits.
as long as you're good.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm getting this facing done. This is probably going to take the longest part of this whole button down shirt. I want to at least make it to, like, honestly, I want to at least make it to the neckband before I call it quits today.
Okay.
I'm actually
I'm
making
putting my
good
sleeves
progress on
in
it.
now. The outer sleeves.
I'm actually making really good progress on it, which is always good. Because y'all know with button down shirts, I had to unpick the bottom because I went ahead and did the hem on the bottom like it says. And this is, listen to this, y'all. It tells me, this is what it says. Step number 5, if you have this pattern, Butterick 6816. It's this pattern right here. right? 6 pattern pieces, by the way. Step number 5, I'm past step number 5, but I'm going back. Make 5/8 inch narrow hem at lower edge of top. I did that, right? They want you to do that before you put on the facing, which means now your facing is going to be on top of your hem. Right, Alethea?
On top.
Yeah, so like, listen to it. Look, I'm going to show y'all. So this is what I have, right? This is the
Mhm.
hem. Hold on, let me this is the camera that don't zoom in because this is like when I'm doing live. You see that? Like the hem is done, right? But the
Mhm.
facing's not on. If I was to put the facing on, I have one side done, right? The facing
Mhm.
would be on top of my hem. I don't want that. I want it secured inside of my hem. So I had to unpick. So I gotta have to unpick this side to put the
Could you wrap
facing
your
on.
facing around the hem? Sometimes
Yeah,
I
that's
do
what I'm
that.
gonna do.
Right.
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
I'm
I
gonna
mean, did
do.
you have to undo it though?
Just that little piece, you know, at the very end to kind of tuck it inside to where it's
Okay.
secured.
Okay.
But I'm like, why would they? Oh, and y'all know I'm gonna say this in my pattern review. Why would you tell me to do the hem first? And that's why I said like I'm not gonna lie. I did read through the instructions, but I didn't make my notes. This is why I always say make your notes on your patterns instructions to where you don't have to pull out that seam ripper and have to unpick. And
Yeah.
this
And if for
is
some reason you do it, it's no big deal. Just get that
yeah.
seam ripper out. Look, I always saying that
Oh
too, but
my
do it.
listen, my seam ripper is my best friend. It be like literally the seam ripper is like my kids, always on me.
I don't want it to be my best friend. I mean, we'll hang out every now and then, but I don't want you to get too chummy with me. You know.
Look, you know what? Every project that I work on, I'm probably using my seam ripper at least once. And the reason why I say that is because it's not because I made mistakes. You know, like when I'm doing like a fly front zipper, I make a basting
Mhm.
stitch and then rip out the seams afterwards. When I do a invisible zipper, I use a basting stitch, you know, to secure the back and then rip out the invisible stitch after sewing up the center seams of the invisible zipper. So, I mean, like, I'm pretty much using a seam ripper for every project. It's very rare that I don't.
I mean, it happens, right?
So, when you put in a invisible zipper, Alethea, are you kind of like pin your zipper to wherever it's going and then sew it that way, or do you use a basting stitch, sew it,
I
kind of like baste
pin.
it on? You
Mm-mm,
pin,
I
yeah.
pin. Now, if it's a formal and I really need to be strategic with it, if like
Mhm.
if I'm working with sequins or something like that, that fabric shifts, then yeah, or something silky, then yes, I'll baste it in. Or you can use that double sided little thin
Yep,
strip.
double sided thin strip. Yep, I love it.
But I usually sew my zipper in first and then sew up the bottom seam. You know, the seam that the zipper's going in
Mhm.
because that
Listen, she
keeps you
giving
from
y'all
getting those
some tips.
bubbles.
Y'all might want to write these tips down.
Yeah,
She
it
might want
keeps you
to.
from
You
getting
might
that
want to
bubble at
write
the
that
bottom.
down. Christy said that makes no sense. Chiller Nova. Ooh, online pattern generator. T Payton. Is that like to keep track of like? Okay, so I'm gonna ask you guys this because I get asked
Oh,
this
that
all the
sounds
time,
interesting.
right? How do you keep track of your patterns? Like, do you have a software? Do you do kind of like any type of websites, any type of apps? What do you use to keep track of your pattern collection? I'll let
Great
y'all know mine.
question.
How do you keep track of your patterns, Olivia? To know what you got. Alethea, did you just go to sleep on me?
No,
I said,
no,
how do you? Oh,
Huh?
okay, 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 okay. Because I said,
Wait,
Alethea, how do
you
you
thought I
keep
was
track?
nodding?
Look, she not.
No, I'm
Listen,
marking my
y'all. I
pattern.
I just asked Alethea, how do you keep track of your patterns? She went
Oh, I
three
thought
minutes
you was
silent on
asking the
me.
folks out here in the comments. I'm sorry. So I used to use the banker box method. Well, I mean, I still have some of my patterns in the banker box method where
Mm-hmm.
years ago, this is when I first started So Much Talent, Victoria Baylor, and I don't know how many of y'all remember her.
I know Victoria Baylor.
10,
Yep.
at the time, she was 10,000 sewing hours, but she doesn't, I don't think she sews right now. But she introduced me to the banker box method where you take your pattern jackets,
Mm-hmm.
put them in a binder. Like I had all of it. As a matter of fact, I have one right here now. You have Simplicity, Butterick. I had them all categorized. And then I'll take a banker box and put the guts of the pattern in the banker box and I store them. So I still have some like that. But for the
Mm-hmm.
most part, like now, in these boxes back here in these bins, I have my
Yeah.
patterns shoved in there with no method, just all willy nilly.
Okay.
Um, I hear some people use Trello or Tree. I
Yeah,
might be saying it
Trello.
wrong. Um, somebody says Amy says she uses thread loop. I've never heard of that. It's interesting. Telenova. I've never heard of that. And
Yeah, I
pattern
never heard
generator.
of Telenova. I'm gonna search that.
Yeah.
AC Henry, she says I have a filing system. Okay, so I
Yeah.
shared with you guys how I used to store my patterns, and that would be I used to print out the front line art and the back of the pattern envelope and put it in a sheet protector
Mhm.
because I wanted that kind of like the experience that you get at Joann's, the old Joann's, how you flip through the pattern book. One thing I realized is that's a lot of ink, paper, sheet protectors, all of that. And I had literally over 12 binders. And it was getting kind of like hard. I literally stopped doing it in 2020 when I moved here because
Mhm.
to try to pack all of those binders up, it got like a lot. So it was
Yeah.
hard to just kind of like throw that system out. And I did. And somebody got the whole pattern books in the trash. And it could have been the dude, listen, it could have been the dude that posted on TikTok talking about, look at all these patterns. Joanne's just got rid of all they patterns.
Oh, I know it.
Send me a DM and I'll tell you the address. Yeah, mm-hmm. Where you could
But
get
did you
these
see the
patterns at.
lady dumping water over the
Yep.
patterns and dumping them in the trash?
Yep, I seen that one too. It was sad to see it because I mean they could have marked those patterns down to 99 cents. When
I
you're a
was going to say they
liquidator,
could have set them in the front of the store in a bin, marked them to $1, or even just said
that's
go for it,
it.
average.
Like the thing about it is like they could have still made money off of those patterns. I mean like the liquidators, they must not be really good liquidators because I would be trying to inch my way to get every single dime off of every single thing. I would have done a pick your price or something. You know?
Well, the liquidators changed hands because the Gordon liquidators, let me tell you, they would have got every single dime
Yeah,
out of it.
that's
But
what I'm
then they
saying. That
switched
they
up.
had to. Yeah, it's look. At towards the end, the last week, when they seen people wasn't going in the store buying, you see what they did, right? They decided like we have to start putting stuff on 60% off to make people come to the store. They did because they wanted to get the last bit of money towards the end to close on time. Because you know, for every day that they're open past the day that they was claiming to be the last day of their lease, they got to pay extra money.
Mm.
OneDrive to store the unused ones, and I have a file cabinet with the ones that I have printed out and made notes on. Okay, T. Peyton. Um,
One time.
I
Oh,
actually
okay.
use OneDrive too. Not I. I used to have a lot of patterns on OneDrive. I stopped doing that system too. Okay, I like that, Christy. Use Trello to catalog my pattern. Okay, I like that. I need a filing system. I currently have 12 banker box full and two 5-gallon containers. And with that said, I am still waiting for my patterns. Oh, Miss LJ, I am so sorry because I just literally I got home and I don't know if it was my husband or my daughter. They put it on my sewing table and I seen my patterns right when I got home. Now, granted, it was only 3 that I purchased from simplicity.com, but it magically made it to my door after saying something 2 days ago. And here's the thing. Tell me why I just got tracking number after they arrived at my door. I got tracking number at 7 o'clock tonight saying, here's your tracking number for your pattern. I'm like, why I need that tracking number when I already got my patterns? But to each his own.
I've been seeing a lot of that, getting confirmation on our email after the fact.
I wonder why. Like, I want to be able to track my package during. But then at the same time, for those of you guys who don't know, there has been a massive layoff at the post office, UPS, FedEx, all those shipping. So that could be a reason why, too. We're not seeing our stuff and there has been delay. And the reason why I say that is because my brother, he has been working at the post office for many years. And he gave me some insights. Now, do I get discounts on shipping some stuff? I wish. I wish. I wish I was getting 5 and 10%. I wish. I used to get a discount with UPS when I was on the government side of the house, only because I was in government space, and I was able to ship things from one base to another base free of charge. As long as it's going to a base, it was free. So you better know somebody that's on a different base in order to ship it for free. Yeah. Um. Oh, okay, Kirsty. She gets shipping notification and then a notice. So, how do I store how do I know what patterns I have? First of all, I'm just going to say because it's in my brain, I pretty much know what patterns that I have. Sometimes, if it's an older pattern that came out like before, let's say 2018 or something like that, because it's been a few years back, sometimes I can't remember like the simplicity patterns or something like that because like I mentioned, I have we're not going to talk about the number. We're going to skip over the number of patterns that I have. I'm just I'm just going to say you guys have seen the amount of patterns that I have. I have videos that kind of shared that. But I know for me, I have well over 5,000 patterns. I didn't say the number, but you heard it for yourself.
Well over how much?
5,000.
Oh my God. That's a lot of patterns.
Yes, yes. But in my defense, when I first started sewing, I purchased every last simplicity pattern, every last. But every time they had a pattern sale, I was purchasing like pretty much every last pattern in the collection. I thought everything looked cute. I can make this, I can make that. And like as years go by, I want to say like every 2 to 3 years, your style changes. And are you finding that same thing to be true, Alethea? Like your style is changing like every 2 to 3 years?
Well, I wouldn't know because I really don't make myself stuff that much.
Oh,
So
yeah, that's true.
I mean, I'm the type of person that if I see something I like it, I'm gonna make it. You
Yeah,
know.
I feel you on that.
So I'm not like a trend follower or style, but I guess to answer your question though, we all do have certain things that we gravitate to, and
Mm-hmm.
but for me, I guess not so much. Like I know the style pants that I like.
Mm-hmm.
Just a basic pants, either boot cut or straight cut pants. Um, I like them tapered, not around the waist, not much, in the lines of pleat, darts, stuff. So in that sense. My
That
style
sense,
don't
yeah.
change that much. Um, so no, thinking about it, my style don't change that much. I know I have a basic thing that I like. Um, yeah,
So my style have really changed surrounding dresses. Like I will make a like a knit dress or a fitted dress. I don't make them a lot for a couple of reasons because like when it comes to workwear, I would always have to wear a blazer on it. And I'm like, if I made this cute bomb, bodycon dress, I can't wear it to work as a bodycon dress without putting something on it, you know.
right.
And when you're round in all the right spots, you get the like today I had someone let me know that some people got dress coded. Like, what? We in court. We work in a court. I don't know where you get dress coded, but whatever. So yeah, so I'm just mindful of what I wear to work because there is a thing. And people do get dress coded at my job.
Yeah. Look, Jade Knight says, she admits she used to judge you for buying so many patterns. But if these patterns go away, you'll have a laugh. So
Ha!
true.
Ha ha! Ha ha! Yes, Jade. Listen, hold on. I gotta go back up to Christy. She said, I like mood and fabric wholesale direct. I like mood, but mood is expensive. Spoonflower is expensive too.
Mm-hmm.
I used to judge you for Jay. I love Jay. Jay said she used to judge me for buying so many patterns. But if these patterns go away, you will have to listen. Listen. If I told y'all that I have three, like I don't even know the gallon size. I want to say probably 50 gallons of patterns that I have my daughter doing it because it's the summertime. She is posting up on website to sell, not Etsy. No, we're not going through Etsy. But it's because here's the thing, like I just mentioned, style change. I don't need all the patterns that I bought several years ago. These are uncut patterns or whatever. And at this time, I just feel like, it's not serving me any purpose just sitting in a Conic box. And yes, I'm calling my Tupperware Conic box, collecting dust. And I know like somebody may actually looking for the pattern, and I'm sorry, I'm not charging nobody no $22 for no pattern. I'm not charging them no $15 for no pattern. You're gonna get the sale price of what I paid for it. It's simple. I don't understand how some of these people get like so greedy because it's like that. I call it rare pattern. I can see that in the vintage area, right? You're gonna charge
Hmm.
an arm and a leg for those vintage patterns because they're from the 50s or whatever. I literally cannot see people charging. I did a video on this. $72 for a pattern? Yeah, you done lost your mind. Like my grandma used to say, you done lost your rabbit mind. I, you heard that before, Olivia? You done lost your
Hmm.
rabbit mind.
Right. I've heard it
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, man.
All
My
right,
grandmama
y'all.
used to
I'm
say
gonna
that
do
all the time.
something that might be a little gross, but I'm gonna show y'all this is a tip. Um,
You finna do something
so
that's a little gross. Oh, Lord.
if you cut, well, like me, I poked my finger. I don't know if y'all saw me poke my finger, but I bled on my um fabric. Well, it's actually the interface inside. So I'm not gonna
Mm-hmm.
do this on camera, but I'll show y'all if you bleed on your fabric or whatnot, you can use your own saliva to clean it up.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I know it's gross, but all right. So you can see the little blood spot right there.
Mm-hmm. Tip time.
So if this don't come out, then whoever said it lied. I guess they were no lying. Ta-da! Gone. So, of
Happy
course, you can
birthday,
use.
Christy. Happy belated birthday, Christy. Um,
It's all gone.
she said that. All gone.
Yep.
All gone. Look, that's a tip right there for y'all who always looking for tips and tricks on how to do some things. That's one right there. All right, so I am almost done with this facing, baby. This facing almost took me for a loop, a couple of loops, if I should say so myself. But y'all know I like that. You know, I like to get it right. I listen. I'm not gonna spend 5 hours on an item, right? Just to be like, it did not fit. We go fit all the way. Thank you, Tech Addicted, for your $2 tip. Like, thank you for the super thanks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I mean, y'all can run up the super things. Y'all know, like dollar, $2. You know what I'm saying? Tip jar. It's always there. I'm just saying. No pressure. Um, but yeah, so back to the liquidators uh situation. It's just I haven't reported on it, y'all, simply because like before I report on something, I want to do my own research on it. So, do I know about it? Yes, I know about it. It's just I haven't reported on it because I don't feel like all the details are there yet, big picture wise. So, you know. Now, this is what I'm wondering. No shade to nobody that's a content creator. So, like, for instance, you know how, like, I got this one, Alethea. Someone was like, Rochelle, your channel grew because you talked about Joanne so much. That's a lie. My channel grew off of one video that I did about Joanne's, and that was the death of Joanne's and how, you know, they keep saying up to 50% off, and it wasn't 50% off. Ain't nothing in that store was 50% off during that time, right? However, your girl sews, your girl comes in and do pattern reviews. I actually share photos. I do a lot of things on my channel. So growing off of Joanne's videos, absolutely not. Um, I don't know where that came from, but somebody said that, and I was like, "What? Like, do you not know that I do sew alongs and everything too? Where you been?" But of course, you know, those are those one-time people that come to your channel and have everything to say underneath the sign.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like they have everything to say underneath the sign. Do like the sense of my mama. Humble yourself. Humble yourself. Uh, okay. Ooh, child. This is looking real good, y'all. If I do say so myself, it is looking real good. I can't call it right now, but it's looking real good. Really, really good. How yours coming over there, Lilithia? Yours coming together really good. Oh, she unpaused y'all. Hold down 1 second. Ooh, get this right. Okay. Ooh, Shell. Come on now, Shell. Come on now. Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me, baby. Fix this hem right here, and then we back to regular business, y'all. Christy, my stripe fabric, is that what you're referring to? This was a find at Joann's before they close. It is like a really nice breathable cotton fabric, believe it or not. It's like a what's the word I want to use? It is a I would have to find it in my Joann's video, but I think this one is a just a straight up cotton. I know I picked up one that was like a poly cotton, and then the other one was just 100% cotton. I think this one is a cotton, not a linen or anything. So far I'm liking it. It's sewing up really smoothly and really good. You good over there, Alethea? We can't hear you. I can at least. Can y'all hear her? Are you talking to Alethea? Can you hear me, Alethea? No, I can't hear you, honey. Can y'all hear her? AC Hunter, the minimum that I buy when sewing is 4 yards of fabric. Some people will buy 3 yards, but I always base it off of I never know what I'm gonna sew. So I just always go for 4 yards no matter what. I always opt for that 4 yards of fabric when I am buying fabric to sew something with nothing in mind. So yes, she's coming back, y'all. Give me a second. I thought it was just me. I was just like, is it just me or I just cannot hear her?
Me?
I can hear you now.
Oh, you can't? Okay.
Yeah. That's why I was just like, is it me or I seen your mouth moving, but I wasn't hearing nothing. I was like, is it me or what?
Wait, did y'all miss that whole thing about my blood? Did y'all miss that whole tip?
So what now, Alethea?
Y'all miss that whole tip about your own blood and saliva?
No, we heard that. We heard that part.
Okay. I don't know how far back it went. All right.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, everybody else could hear you.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
you're good.
Thanks on that. Okay.
Back to business, regular schedule views. You said, did anyone hear your saliva story? Girl, yes, we heard you. We heard you. We heard the camp story too. Oh, OMG. Listen, Alethea, you know, when we testing, I was just like, oh, I'm finna eat before I get on live tonight. We ain't coming hungry.
I should have did
Oh,
that.
yeah. Listen, go eat. I mean, get you a snack or something. I'm pretty sure everybody and their mama is over there eating right about now. That's why I said, hold on, give me a minute so we could test. Cause I was feeding my face with pizza. You know, like one of the frozen pizzas.
Mm-hmm.
It's Friday. I just did not feel like cooking nothing, but I cooked the pizza, so that counts. Eating in the house. Yeah. I was trying to get off of work early today. That didn't work.
Did you get off?
No. Had too much work to do. I mean, like, everybody was leaving the office, like, at 3 o'clock. Normally on Fridays, I get off pretty early. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like it just depends. It's like if we had a good week sales wise, we could leave the office sometimes at noon, sometimes at 2. Most of the time I'm out of there by 3:30.
Okay.
But because I had presentation to do, I had some people, business calls that I had to make or whatever. I have a couple of people that's going to be starting jobs and stuff on Monday. I had to listen. I had to make sure that they good because I don't want you
Mhm.
calling me at no 8 o'clock in the morning and I ain't in the office yet. And you like, hey, what do I do? Who do I to contact? You just showing up to a New York Wall Street, and they like, sorry, security, you can't get in this building. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to do that because everybody know you ain't go find Rochelle until about 8:30. My office hours starts at 8:30. Somebody called and listen, and then someone today. This is why I stopped putting my cell phone number on emails because someone forwarded an email I sent them to a friend that's in kind of like a director, a director VP at a company, right?
Mhm.
For business development. And they're like, oh, yeah, we will have some stuff coming down the pipeline. Whoop de whoop whoop. Okay, that sounds good. They forward the email. My cell phone number is on that email. And this lady calls me. And on the phone, on my phone, it showed spam. So you know what I do? Ignore. This lady calls me right back in 54321. Ignore again. She calls back a third time, and I was just like, okay, hold on. This is an Orlando number. What are you calling me for? Like at that point, I'm wondering like, is it a kid? Is it a friend? Like one of my daughter's friends' number or what? I don't know at this point. I answer the phone and she's like, "Hey, Rochelle." I was like, "Who the hell is this?" Like she said, "So and
Like
so
the
gave."
accent.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's that's how she said it. Not trying to be funny, but she was like, "Hey, Rochelle." So and so gave me your number. I was like, who? And then who she said, I don't even know who the heck she. I was like, and who was that? She said, Sandy gave me your number. I was like, and who was Sandy? So she explained who she was. I was like, oh, okay, okay. So you know what I told her? I said, send me an email and I'll get back to you because I'm going to walk into another meeting. I called this girl back. She didn't answer. So you know what I instantly did, Alethea? I
What?
removed my cell phone number from all emails. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
play that simply because when I first started working there, I put my cell phone on the emails because you know how they give you a template on how they want your, signature line to look.
Mhm.
Wrong idea. I took that off. I'm like, this is about the third person that called my cell phone, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
No, I don't like everybody having my cell phone, especially
Yeah,
work
work.
related
Yeah,
stuff.
no. Mm-mm.
You
Mm-mm.
can't
I took
talk to
that
me while
off.
I'm at work. No.
I have a hard requirement of 5 o'clock is on mommy time, even when I'm leaving the office. 5 o'clock is mommy time. You do not get any time after 5 o'clock. I'm wife, mom, and uh, chef. I'm everything after 5 o'clock. I'm a sewist. I'm a content creator. I wear 6 hats after 5 o'clock,
Right.
and that's enough as it is, right? People don't be understanding that, honey. Mm,
That's enough.
mm, yeah. All right, look, we have a body of this. Now listen, this better not do me wrong, okay? It's looking like it ain't go fit, but we go try it on now. And just remind you, this is a fitted shirt, and I already have a shirt on, but we go test this fit. Don't judge me, y'all, because I already have a shirt on. But listen, I don't want to go to the bathroom, take it off, and then come back either. So
You sound like me. I don't like pulling my clothes on,
yeah.
but. A must.
Now this is supposed to be fitted, and I got to think of I have a shirt on. That looks like it. It may be okay. We go see. There's another facing piece, y'all. So
I like the stripe.
I like the stripe too. Okay, we go see how this is gonna work. I'm getting a little nervous on this. I'm not gonna even front and not gonna lie. But I gotta take into account that I have a shirt on, so it's making it not fit. It's making it look like a loose fit.
I think it's gonna be fun.
Thank you, Shamir. Thank you, Christy. All right. So yeah, so when it comes to work crap, yeah, nah, remove that number. Sorry. Please and thank you. And one of my coworkers was like, I like how it hits when you was just like, yeah, just send me an email. I'm running into a meeting. No, I literally was not running into a meeting, but send me an email. I'll get back to you when I can. Thank you. It's Friday. I'm not getting back to nobody on a Friday. My work hours is Monday through Thursday. Friday is my chill day. unless, unless I have a meeting, right? Because I tell you,
Okay.
I feel like I'm in meetings all morning long. It's ridiculous. Some of these meetings could just be a freaking email. Anybody else live in that corporate space where you spend the whole part of your morning meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting? You be like, dude,
Seems
why we
that
have
way.
all these? Yeah, why we have all these meetings? Like this meeting that took 30 minutes or an hour could have literally been an email that I could have got back to in 10 minutes.
Oh,
Thank you,
I see what's
C.
going on.
Oh,
Okay.
Shamir. So no, I'm not doing French themes on this one because I didn't know if I was gonna like the style of this pattern. I thought about it, but I didn't do it. But if I like it and I decide to make it again, because it's only 6 pattern pieces, which for those type of patterns becomes TNT quickly, I may consider doing French themes next time. Hey Nina, the pattern that I'm making is Butterick 6816. What was your pattern again, Olivia?
It
If it was
is
16.
Vogue 1870. I'm working on this jacket.
Mm. Oh snap! Let me see. What did I do? Mm. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Let me look at these other instructions because I'm finna call a. Am I right? Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
What happened?
I'm gonna tell y'all now. I knew I was not crazy. Mm-mm-mm.
What?
Okay. I knew something was weird looking. And I'm gonna reach out to Karen Uter on this too, because she done sewn this pattern so many times. If you have this pattern, I'm gonna say it in the pattern review too when I do a pattern review. If you have this pattern, Butterick 6816, right? Pattern piece number 3, which is the front band. It tells you to cut out 4 and interface 4 pieces, right? Steps number 6 through 10 talks about putting them on, right? You're only doing two, not four. So you know, like sometimes these pattern pieces will tell you to cut one, but you need to cut two,
Mhm.
not four. So I
Mhm.
started looking ahead of like, okay, I have two more front bands aside. Where in the heck are we putting these bands at? Nowhere. It's a mistake on the pattern.
No.
Yeah, I just wasted
That
some fabric.
that lady on the pattern looks like Andrea from Soda Fit.
Yeah, I remember Andrea. Yeah, I'm looking. I'm like, hold up. I did all of this without looking at the pattern, y'all, like the instructions. But you, of course, you got to put front band on. And I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm like, hold up. Where did the other two pieces go? I looked ahead and lo and behold, they had me cut out two extra pieces for no reason. And I'm looking.
So
I'm still looking like, yo, where the rest of the band? I'm making sure that I didn't miss anything. No, I didn't miss
so you
anything.
cut out two extra what?
Front band pieces. So on pattern piece number 3, I'm trying to do right and follow instructions to give y'all a complete pattern review and not just
Is that
wing
to
it like we
placket?
normally do. Yeah, it's like their facing piece, the front band, which is the front facing,
Mhm.
front band and facing. And this is what it says. It says, stay stitch the inner corner of the front band, did all of that. For facing, we're gonna wait. I think I did it wrong. We ain't gonna talk about it. For facing, turn in seam
Yeah, to
allowance.
turn in like a quarter of an inch on the outer edge.
I did
Yeah.
that. So
And
hold
then you were
on.
supposed to
I
stitch
just
it on
noticed
the.
something. Yep. I know exactly what I did. Good thing I didn't finish it. So basically, what I did wrong is the front band. You have two front bands, two front band facing. Um, sew those two together first and then put it on. So this is where your seam ripper comes into contact, into play. For sure. I was just like, why this is not making sense?
Mhm.
I see why. Yep, because on step number 7, I think I was talking, and when I was talking about the whole Joanne situation.
She even remember where she made the mistake at. When you got
Yep.
memory like a horse. Like, oh yeah, I was back here at this spot where I made the mistake.
You wrong for that.
No, I'm
No.
serious. Oh yeah, I was talking about Joanne's when I made. I know when I made the mistake. Oh my
I
God.
know exactly where I made this mistake at. Yeah, because on step number 7, I was like, hold up, why do I have two extra pieces? Where did I put those two extra pieces? Matter of fact, yeah. Oh, it's right here. No, okay, on number 7, I skipped number 7 apparently. For facing, turn in, seam allowance, unload, notch edge of two front band sections, clipping as necessary, press. And then we're going to trim it to 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. Okay. And then put them on. Yep. Darn. Let somebody tell her like, Rochelle, you need to take your butt to bed, right? No, I'm just playing.
Mhm.
I'm just
Yep.
playing.
You had a long day today. Go to sleep.
No, I gotta get to this neck band tonight. That's as far as I'm gonna go, and then I'm gonna finish it on Sunday. Cause tomorrow I gotta get those pants done. What? Lynette, get out of here. I just popped on your Google feed. Man, I'm Google's famous now. That's what I'm talking about. Come on, Google. Come on, Google. Put me on that front page. Put me on that front page. Lynette, you been searching me. Oh, that's what's up, girl. That's what I'm talking about. Lynette showing me the love. She like, Rochelle, I'm gonna search you. I need to know all about you. Where you go to school at? Where you from? What states you live in? No, I'm just playing.
Lynette the love bug. Time to give that a
Oh,
good press.
Christy, 100%. 100%. These instructions be confusing. But see, so in the instructions defense, it was a user error instead of a pattern error. So far. So far.
Time so
Normally,
you go back and read over, you can see where you went wrong at.
yeah, yeah.
Now, every now and
Normally
then, though, the
it's
patterns do mess up, and
they
they just
do.
lead you in the wrong direction.
They do. So how I figured out, and like most people would be like, hold on, what? Hold on, what? How I figured out, I wouldn't have known that I messed up until I looked at my counter, my table,
Mhm.
you know, the little cutting table. I was like,
Uh-huh.
why do I still have two front band pieces? Because, you know, you need to put the band on before you put on the collar. That's if you've been sewing shirts and all of that stuff for a minute. I was like, why do I have two band pieces? So I looked ahead in the instructions to see if you're gonna put it on after you put the collar on, which would makes no sense, right? And I was like, hold on,
Hmm.
what's going on with this? Let me read ahead, and then that's when I was like, hold up, is this a pattern issue too?
Christy, I was thinking that too. Two fabric pieces and two interfacing pieces.
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
Hmm.
Two
Yeah.
fabric pieces, two facing pieces is what they have.
Hmm. Yeah.
How they have it though, they want you to interface all four pieces. So which ones are? No, yeah, you know what I'm thinking, Alethea. Why
If your
interface
fabric is
four?
not that heavy, though, you don't really probably, unless you're using a very lightweight interfacing, you don't need to
Mine is
interface it.
medium weight. Yeah,
Mm.
correct. But you know, I was just doing what the instructions said. I don't
Yeah.
even think I really needed to literally interface all four pieces. I could have got away with just interfacing two and call that my facing piece. But yeah, we ain't gonna talk about that.
Now, I will say this, speaking of patterns and stuff, that's why it's important to take your measurements and do a muslin, especially when you're working on a piece um,
True.
that's got a lot of pieces to it of detail. Like this one with my measurements, it
Mhm.
says it wants me to make cut a size 18.
Ooh.
But see, I know my
Okay.
body measurements, and after cutting patterns for so long, 18s usually are too big for me. So I decided on this one that I was going to cut a straight 16.
Okay.
The back to waist length was maybe a quarter of an inch shorter than mine, but I usually have a short waist length. So
Mhm.
I didn't do any adjustments to this pattern really. I didn't do any bust adjustments. The only thing that I did do was let out the hip part, give the hip maybe about a half an inch the side. Oh,
Nice.
well, I
Okay.
would say maybe 3/4 of an inch I added into the side. And this jacket fits me pretty much near perfect. Usually I would
I
have to add
feel.
length to the sleeve
Yeah.
because I know that I'm going to probably wear bracelets or one of my watch with it.
Yep.
Um, I didn't do anything with the sleeve, and it's pretty much near perfect. Um, and so I'm gonna leave it at that. But as you get to sewing, you start to know your body, know what works for you.
That's 100
Um,
percent true.
yeah.
And
So
I
I
mean,
got one,
like
two.
honestly, it just takes time knowing your body, how it fits, learning the pattern, how much ease is in it. Like one thing that I noticed is like this year, I realized like I became a Butterick girly. I've been sewing so many Butterick patterns lately, it's unreal. And I know Butterick gets a bad rap with people. It's like, ah, these Butterick patterns, oh my God, you know. Butterick do
Yeah, I
not
wasn't no
have
Butterick fan.
Listen, Butterick is for the people who's working. I get it. However, you can make Butterick cute. You can make butter. Listen, you just have to just know that Butterick is bare bones. And yes, I have said it numerous times. Butterick is the bare bones pattern. They give you the bare basic. They're the brand that's the most basic ever. You know how you be like, I'm not a basic. Yeah, Butterick is basic all day long.
Hmm.
And you just got to put some with those Butterick patterns. I mean, like sewing them straight out of the package.
That's
Sometimes you
true.
could get away with them, but for the most part, you're always going to have to think outside of the box with these Butterick patterns
That's
and
true.
style it cutely. Like you have to have like a vision in your mind of how you want to style these Butterick patterns,
Right.
because we don't want Butterick patterns to be looking, lazy, floppy, unattractive like some of the models on the front envelope. If you keep looking at those front of the envelopes, you would never buy a pattern from Butterick.
Yeah, you definitely can't go by the envelope.
No, 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 no. You know what? Here's the funny. I remember like I wouldn't say this is the first pattern by Butterick that I sewed up, but it was. I know a lot of you guys who's been following me for so long. I did a Butterick pattern for a shirt dress, and I did it in this red and carved fabric, right?
Hmm.
Red and carved print. One of my favorite shirt dress, even to today. And the pattern is Butterick 6702. For those of you guys who want to look it up, you look at that pattern, it is the most unattractive shirt dress ever. Like, they didn't style the model good, the line arts did not look good, but I picked up this pattern because that's back in the days of I'm picking up every pattern that comes out, right? So I decided that I was just like, okay, I'm gonna give this pattern a try. Nobody have done it. When I say nobody, nobody. There is not one video back then. It was not one video on this pattern by Butterick. No reviews of this pattern. Nothing. It was just like in the archives of the never saw this pattern type thing.
Mm.
So I'm searching for a review. Nothing. So along. Nothing. No, nothing. So I said, well, let me make this pattern up. So I started thinking kind of like, this is the most unattractive pattern, in my opinion, of course. How can I add some and some flavor to this pattern? I got now y'all know I do not sketch nothing. Nothing. You will not get your girl sketching nothing. However, we could definitely change the lines of some line arts and make it do what it do. So I have my daughter in here who actually does some sketching and she's pretty good with art. So my son too. And I told her, I said, hey, could you kind of sketch this out for me? And she did. She did the little sketch, made the edits. I said, hey, I think I want to put some tabs and bust pockets on both sides. I want to add pockets. And I think, and tabs to the sleeve. Made those little adjustments. And all of a sudden, do you know, I went to Joann's to get another copy of that pattern.
Hmm.
Sold out in every one of my local Joann's. Every last one
Wow.
sold out. Online on simplicity.com. You could only get it in
Mm.
PDF. I was like, what in the bejesus? Nobody wanted this pattern. I do a pattern review and everybody wants this pattern. Get up off of this pattern. I need this pattern. My sister wanted it after that. She was like, hey, could you make me one? I said, let me try to get the pattern again. Unfortunately, I can't get the pattern because I'm not trying to tape all those pieces together for a pattern that I already have, right? C said she was definitely sleeping on Butterick patterns, but I've been sewing so many lately. And I've been
Oh,
making some awesome pieces for work. That's what I'm talking about, see. See even now, look. I'm telling you, I've been sleeping. Now listen, I'm gonna tell you who I really sleep on. Really, really sleep on.
yeah.
Berta.
Oh yeah. Look, I went comatose on Berta. I
Yeah. I mean, I've been
haven't
in a
done Berta in a
coma.
while.
I've been in a coma with Berta. I'm not gonna even lie. I think I like out of the Berta patterns now, I don't own a hell of a lot of Berta patterns. I might own like just a measly like 60. Maybe not
Hmm.
even, probably a little bit more than that, but I don't think it's more than like 60 patterns by
Yeah,
Berta.
I do
I mean,
have
I'm very
some, but
strategic with them.
that wasn't my make. I used to, when I was younger, in my
Mm-hmm.
teenage years, I would sew a lot of Vogue patterns because I just liked them. They were trendy, and at that
Yeah.
time, Vogue would sew a lot of runway stuff, like
Yeah.
Willie
That's when I
Smith,
got
Issa
into Vogue.
Miyake. Yeah, they would do a lot of runway stuff.
DKNY. Yeah, they
Yeah,
used to do DKNY.
right. But now
Do
they
you?
don't do a lot of that.
No, not at all. I mean, Vogue has been hit or miss with a lot of their
Yeah.
patterns that they've been coming out with in the last like 2 to 3 years. I'm like, Vogue, you used to be that
I
girl. What in the
I
world
find
happened?
myself sewing more with Vogue now than I have in a long time.
Really?
Um,
Now
and
here
then
lately, I've been sewing a lot of Butterick patterns lately, as of like the top of this year.
mhm.
But my go-to before this year has always been like McCall patterns.
My go-to
I
was
am
New
a
Look.
McCall. Really? Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
my
New.
go-to was New Look, and I never would have thought it, but there was a lot of style, and there again, it goes back
Yeah.
to what you were saying earlier. You kind of have to look outside the box and look at stuff a little bit
Yep.
different.
Yep. And different
But
lens.
yeah,
Different lens
and
for sure.
I've done some McCall. McCall's now was my sleeper pattern.
Right.
Yeah, it was, but
100%.
for me, it was Butterick. I mean, Vogue, then Butterick. Then I had gotten into, like I say, New Look. Um, but now it's kind of been a little bit of McCall, a lot of
Yeah.
McCalls actually.
Oh,
And then
like
for
my
the Vogue,
pattern stash, y'all, is like I want to say over 1,000 patterns. Well, 2,000 those patterns are pretty much simplicity and McCall's. Like
hmm
it's bad. I'm saying like I know my pattern stash is horrible. It's bad to the point where my husband look when I used to have the patterns inside my house underneath. You know how you have the stairs and you have like little. I think I showed this before, but there's a full closet underneath my stairs, right? I have two dressers in that closet. And when I say my husband used to talk about me and be like, how many closets do you need for all your fabric? You got a whole sewing studio. Get rid of some of that stuff. Which ones are you not in? So it's like I cannot talk. Y'all know my husband works in the IT. He works in IT. And I used to always talk about how he have like routers and switches and networks and stuff like that, right? I'd be like, yo, what you gonna do with this? What you gonna do with that? So he started kind of coming for me on that and be like, so do you need this pattern? You ain't sewn it yet. It's been 5 years. What you gonna do with this? You know how my husband is, Alethea. You met him. Listen, y'all don't
That's
want
the
Mr.
truth.
Mouse to come up on here and just give y'all all the tea, cause listen,
hmm
he be telling on me, right?
hmm Yep.
Will be another hour or two if he comes on here talking about. Hold on, you can't be getting on to me. Me and my, I call it his hobby, even though it's not his hobby, it's his job, his work. I used to always met.
Talk about how long you had stuff. How about how long you had my fabric that you ain't done
But
nothing
that's a
with?
good look. It turned out to
Listen,
work
listen.
out
I
for
should have
you.
never said nothing because he's in the back right now. Talking about you
I
talking
was
about
going to
how
say, I heard
long.
him in the background.
Look, okay, listen. Before y'all even say like, "Hey, you got to tell me about that," what he just said, right? Okay, I got to tell y'all this story.
I probably had that fabric.
It's older than Dom.
I probably had that fabric before you bought your first pattern.
Maybe. All right, so listen. So I think this was during the times of Hancock Fabric. Y'all know what year Hancock Fabric closed was like 2015, 2016. So we coming up on 10 years. My husband bought this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fabric for me to make a button-down shirt.
Oh my goodness, you don't tell that story.
Did you hear about the story before, Olivia? Yeah,
You,
my
yeah,
husband probably
you
told
said
you.
it.
Oh my god. Oh my god. He's still talking about that story too. So
Because I'm still waiting.
he said because he's still waiting. Okay, so let me tell the story first, man. Excuse you. Uh, so he bought this fabric because it's like okay, she didn't learn how to sew. Her skills have gotten better. So he was like, I need you to make a muslin first, and then use this fabric. When I say we still got that fabric, baby, we still have that fabric in my stash.
Mm,
He's like,
mm.
I've been waiting all this time for you to make me a button down shirt, like a Hawaiian style button down shirt in this fabric. Because everybody know we are lovers of TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I literally don't have to say that anymore. But he said he think we didn't have that fabric longer than my first pattern that I bought myself.
So when you gonna make the shirt?
Shamir, no, I didn't make no muslin. And listen, look, he's underneath my stairs getting ready to hand me this fabric.
Oh no.
Babe, it's outside in the garage. Look in the gingham cotton fabric and you'll find it.
Oh my goodness, she got a fabric categorized. Look at the gingham cotton fabric.
Cause all of it's outside though. All of it's outside in it. Listen,
Why mine gotta be out
when a man go and put on his shoes to prove his point,
Oh, he's serious.
he's serious. Y'all know, like, listen, okay, so let me tell y'all a little bit about my husband. We be fighting over here, not physically fighting. We be fighting with words and be like, nah, you story. He be like, nah, I'm telling the truth. Let me prove. We always do the prove your point. We always do prove your point. Prove your point. I already know he's right on this one. I know he's right on this one, so I ain't
Tina
even messing with
said she
him.
got a Vogue Chanel jacket.
Yeah, see, and that denim was fire.
Was it also old pattern with Chanel? Of course, Chanel's not making patterns anymore.
Shamir, listen. I don't think you know what happened the last time I made him a button-down shirt. It was the Star Wars shirt. So, okay, so back in 2020, I made me, my son, and my daughter Mickey Mouse shirts because we was going to Disney. He felt left out. So he was like, the next time we do family photos, make me a shirt like you make the kids. Okay, not a problem. I said, so if I make you a shirt, you have to take photos in the shirt. Made everyone, this was like a 3-4 day process, everyone picked out their own fabric, made Star Wars shirt. First of all, my husband is not a fan of Star Wars, okay? My
Mm.
kids are. My husband, he's like, yeah, I could care less about Star Wars. I'm just wearing a shirt not to feel left out. He just going with game plan. I I have a video about it. But this man pulls out a shirt that he liked that I bought him from Disney, right? Not cheap, but it's the fit that he want. I did all the measurements, the change in the pattern, making it Hawaiian style and everything. You know how many times this man wore that shirt? That one time for May the 4th be with
You
you.
know how many times that shirt was Ninja Turtles? None.
He said, you know how many times that shirt was Ninja Turtles? None. Look, he's on that Ninja. What?
You know how many Star Wars movies I watched?
Zero.
None.
Yeah, I know
Why would I
that.
wear a Star Wars shirt with no
Mm-hmm.
rules?
He ain't gonna let you
Well,
live
I
a day, so it would behoove you to go ahead and get that shirt done.
mean, listen, babe, everyone is on your side. Like, go ahead and make that man his shirt. Listen, if I make this shirt, you better be in it every single week. Because they over here fighting for your life. I
Well,
better
what's the
see it every
problem?
Friday.
What's the problem? Because it's a Ninja Turtle shirt. What?
No,
I
it's
mean, how many
no.
shirts? Look, I'm gonna be petty and messy now. How many shirts you gonna make yourself?
Just one, just this one.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Y'all remember that story of I hate sewing for other people? That's that story that I like to tell.
Mm-hmm.
See, see. Oh Lord, listen. He is serious. He's
He
serious.
wanted
Did
dance
you
to
find
me.
the fabric, huh? Oh, good thing he didn't find that fabric.
He to make sure none of them fabric bands fell on her.
He's serious. Shamir, he wanted real bad. Shamir said, I got 100 shirts. No, I probably got like 10 button down shirts, probably a little bit more than that. At least 10 button down shirts. And he will tell y'all straight up. He's like, you know how many shirts that she didn't make me in all the years we've been together? One. But she make herself stuff all the time.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say nothing. I'm just letting him say.
He will tell you like in 10 years. No, hold on, it's been like 15 years. That 15 years of sewing, he has only gotten one shirt, and that's the Star Wars shirt. Nothing else.
That's a shame. Just one shirt for the man.
He loves supporting my bad habit. Oh my god. And listen, y'all go hear that story. Every time I sew something for myself, this is what I hear. So when
Look,
you gonna
it's
make
just
me my
one shirt
shirt?
and then he'll leave you alone.
No, no. Mm-mm. So
At
let me
least
tell
for
you.
now.
Nah, not at all. Let me tell you, he has like 5 different Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fabric, and he wants a button-down shirt in every last.
Oh, so you didn't tell us the rest of the story.
No, he ain't gonna tell y'all the rest of that story. That's why he's over here talking about, huh? Yeah, you ain't telling the rest of that story. You just made me look bad, like I just don't sew anything for you, which is halfway true.
Hey, tell him about that cover stitch over there.
It's not over here, sir.
Okay, so
It's not over
Say
here
he,
though.
how many
he
times
say he gonna find that fabric
He gonna
before
find
this
some kind of
live
way to
is
make me look
out.
bad.
Before this live is out, he gonna find that
how many times you
fabric.
embroidered on that machine?
What?
How many times you embroidered on that machine?
I'm still reading the book of the embroidered.
What, 3 years later?
3 years later, listen, your wife is booked and busy.
Well, I'm a book and busy the machines that you ain't buying that I
Listen, like, why are you coming for me today?
Because I want my shirt.
You'll get your shirt when I make appointment. Make an appointment with me. Get on my calendar date.
Not the
Calendar.
calendar.
Okay.
Get
Hmm.
on my calendar.
Hey, when you have issue with your computer, make an appointment.
Oh, listen. But you are my IT tech person.
I don't work for free.
You're not working for free.
I work for t-shirts. Oh, I didn't get one. Sorry.
Okay. You using that? You work for t-shirts? Well, I work for
I was
money.
getting ready to
Where's
say
my
half
money?
t-shirt, he'll work.
Machines and computers.
Yeah, that's what he just said too, Alethea. He works for t-shirts. So the next time I have technical issues, he's not coming to my aid. Okay.
Well, hey, can you blame him? You ain't giving up the t-shirt, so why should he give you?
Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all this. Y'all will have so much fun with my husband because he be roasting me left and right. He be roasting me, but it's all in fun love though. Like we've been together too long for y'all to even.
Nah, it's because I hate you.
I know you hate my guts.
Oh no, not hate your gut.
He said no because I
This little
hate you.
battle has took a turn for has taken a turn for
You
the
hate my
worse.
guts. Okay, so listen, this is how long we've been together. And you could probably contest to this, Alethea, right? Have a good night, AC. Thank you so much for hanging with us.
Good night. Good night.
Oh man. Y'all got me laughing right now. And then I'm gonna pause here in a few minutes. Yeah. So anyway, listen to this crazy mess. We go to Sam's, like a normal Sam's run because it's hurricane season, so we go get water and everything. This was just this past weekend. We go to Sam's and I seen a pajama set, right? For
Mm-hmm.
baby boy. And I couldn't find my husband. He went on another aisle. Like we get lost in separate ways because we want to look at something. And I'm like, you got a cell phone. You ain't got to follow me around, you right? You got a cell phone
Mm-hmm.
and so do I. So I told him, I was like, hey, let me look at this pajama set for Lil Man, right? And I started looking up and down the aisles for him. And tell me why he comes one direction, I come the other direction, and we both hold up the same pajama set for Lil Man at the same time.
Mm-mm.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. And we just bust out laughing. So then we find something for baby girl. We did the same thing. I was like,
Wow.
yo, we gotta stop being like, I'm not saying like stop being on the same page, but
Mm-hmm.
we are in unison way too much. And that's what happened when you've been with somebody way too long. Y'all get to thinking like each other.
Right. Exactly. That's what happened.
Yeah, I was telling the kids that last weekend, and my daughter just busted out laughing and was just like, yeah, remember the time when dot 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 dot. We was talking about like drinks that people order. I'm just like, so if I was to go out and need you to get a drink from me and I just happen to go to the bathroom, what am I drinking? He said sweet tea.
Mm, that's funny.
Yeah, he was like sweet tea. That's my go-to. Like, I don't really drink soda, but if I
If you,
do,
if
I
you
don't
go to the
really drink
bathroom,
soda.
you're drinking something, you come back, you ain't drinking nothing else.
True that. True that. True that. Water. That's about it. Miss Alethea is making a suit. She making a Zendaya suit from. Wasn't that the which award ceremony was that? Oscars?
It was the Met Gala. You
Yeah,
know
the
the
Met Gala. That's what it
Zendaya
was. That's
suit,
what it
that
was.
white suit that Zendaya um
Ever since she
had
saw
on,
that, she
that
was like, "No, I
big
gotta make
wide
me
hat,
one." I'm
the
making one
tie.
too, Shamir. I'm just not making mine right this second. It's gonna be probably towards the end of the month,
So this
middle
is
to end of
the
the month.
it's making the Vogue. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my laptop. I'm making the Vogue 1870, and also I'm doing the vest. This is all my wearable muslin. Okay, so this is the
Mhm.
vest that I'm working on. I just have to line it. And the pants I started doing. The pants are basically the same as these, but before I got this pattern, I started off with another Vogue pattern. See if I can find it.
I gotta undo all of this stitching because I understitched and everything. I'm telling you, this seam ripper is like my best
So
friend.
instead of the pants, the actual pants are going to be cut to the floor length.
Are
But
you wearing
these,
heels with it?
yeah, probably so.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely will. Um, but these patchwork denim, they're cropped. So I use this pattern because it's the same line cut, bootleg cut, but
Mhm.
um, but I'm doing those in the crop, and so that's folk. Let's see,
What
what's the
pattern are you
line on?
using for the jacket? You using that pattern for the jacket too?
No, I'm using Vogue 1870 for the jacket, and
Okay.
these pants that I cut out is Vogue 2017. But I'm actually going to use the pants from Vogue 1870,
Gotcha.
and
Okay.
then I am doing the best. The best is from this pattern right here. This is Vogue.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Butterick
Butterick. Yep.
6901.
I love that
Yeah.
pattern. I love that pattern for the vest.
And then I probably use I think this the Butterick pattern that you're using, 7010?
See,
No, you just showed me the pattern that you was using.
yeah, I'm
Um
using. Hold on, let me see your pattern again. Let me see your pattern.
yeah, this is the wearable muslin.
Butterick 69. Listen, when you have four people saying that they love Butterick 6901,
Mhm.
I made that pattern about 2 years ago. I know C and Shamir made it Shamir made it last year in a pink fire. C made
I Oh
it
my goodness, that pink suit was
this year.
nice.
I'm telling you, Shamir killed it.
Because I've been wanting that
Um,
vest and pants set, and that one, that. suit that you did, Shamir. Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
that was
C also
top
did
notch.
that. She did the. I don't think she did the pants. I know she did the vest in that pink too, like a pink
Mm-hmm.
linen.
Shamir
Fire.
did.
Shamir
Okay.
and C. C did it
Oh,
in
I
the
saw
pink
Shamir, but
too.
see, yeah, wow.
Yeah.
But let me tell you a funny story.
What's
Okay,
up?
so I first bought this pattern because I liked the vest and the pants, and somebody had it. I think it was you, Shamir. I think you made it. So I went to go get the pattern, but I went and got the size that my measurement's supposed to be in, right? Had
I know what you're getting ready to
it.
say.
When I saw it, I hated it. But pattern again, you can't go by the looks on the envelope because they will mess
Mm-hmm.
you up. Like
All
I
the
was like,
way.
that don't look the same. I don't like that. So y'all, it range. This pattern goes up quite a bit of sizes.
Yep.
Um, but it was in the big size, and I ain't like the way it looked. So I went and found this in the little.
The smaller sizes. Listen, ain't nothing wrong with
Yeah,
that. Ain't
I
nothing wrong with
did.
that.
But I will say that I did have to. I did have to add in the size.
She said she made it. Look, Shamir
I
ain't
did
playing.
have
She
to
made it
size
two
up,
years in a row.
but
Shamir,
it's
didn't you make
pretty.
that pattern? Didn't you make that pattern for part of your
Hey, Miss
white
Fiona.
rabbit look? I think she just made it not too long ago for frock tails. Right, Shamir? I think she made it for frock tails too.
Who,
She used it
yeah,
as
Miss
part of
Fiona.
her
We've been talking about that pattern company liquidation.
yeah. Um so check this out. Speaking of that pattern, let me tell you, you want to hear a funny story since we're talking about the 6901. So the
Uh huh.
vest went to my daughter. I gave the vest to my daughter.
Why? Why? Why did that go to your daughter? Do
Okay,
tell.
so right, because we completely two different sizes, right? That plays a part in it. So I cut the pattern, got super happy to sew this pattern, and I cut the pants, did a full sew along for both pieces, by the way. So I cut the sides 14 in this vest pattern.
Yeah.
Did not take any measurements. You know how I always say take the measurements on the pattern. I got super happy
Mhm.
because I was like, okay, these shorts fit. I did the shorts, got super happy. Didn't take the measurement. When I say I looked at the finished garment measurement and got the cutting, that's what I did. And here's the thing, I didn't even test and put it on and try it on. I did everything, lining and everything.
And
Tried
you just
that
knew it
thing
was gonna
on.
come out right.
Tried that thing on. We are not butting it. It was like my daughter got that junk upstairs, right? So when it came time for the pictures, you could go back and type that number in and see the photos. I made it cute, but just know it had no buttons on it, and it was like here.
Oh, oh,
I made it in Ankara on one side, black on the other side. I made it look cute, but that thing do not fit. It's for a little kid. Like
oh.
seriously. It's like
It's cut
Olivia.
small. It is cut small,
It
but
was
I
like,
started off
listen,
with the
I
wrong
could
side.
not even look. It was not even finna go. Went right here. Like right
Oh,
here, it was not finna work. It stopped like right here, and I was like, well, I gotta take photos to show people.
so you had an
But
open
that
vest.
thing, no, it wasn't even an open vest. It was like partial vest, man. It was bad. It was bad, but I made it look cute. Yeah,
Shamir, what other
6901
colors
is the
did you
truth.
make yours in? I know I saw the all pink. That's what sold me on this pattern. It's like, man, that's it right there. Um, yeah, I love it. But y'all, let me tell y'all, patchwork is not one to do a muslin pattern fit in. It might look good once I put everything together, but when I was trying this on, y'all can probably go back maybe 2 or 3 videos on my YouTube and see me where I tried
Mm-hmm.
this on. Or I might have did this inside the group. Hopefully I did this inside the group and y'all won't ever see that video.
Y'all won't ever see that
But
unless you're part of the group. That's funny. You so
all I
funny.
can think about Medea was talking about wide load. Wide load. All I heard was some Medea's voice, right low.
So,
Listen,
Alethea, I have a good question for everybody. Just drop it if you know it. What is that one pattern that you have sewn up yourself several times? That is like that TNT pattern that you have
I
sewed
don't
up.
know the number. I'm not good at numbers like you, but it was a um, what did I say? I like new look. No, it wasn't. It was McCall's. I keep trying to make this pattern a new look pattern, but it is McCall's pattern.
Mm-hmm.
And as a matter of fact, one of the
Was it
pair
a
of pants,
dress?
it had multiple pieces. It had a dress,
Okay.
a top, the pants. Yeah, it had the top.
Waterfall jacket.
Actually, it was the top and the pants. And so I made it into the top into a skirt. It was a knit pattern. And it was just an easy uh, two pat, two pattern piece pants. Just
Okay.
minimal
Why
elastic
in the
in the
world?
waist.
Why in the world that sound like a pattern that it's like a black girl on it that has like a orange top and gray pants?
No, now it
It's
could
not
be
that one.
similar because New Look they recycle their style, so it could have been the same one. How New Look they would take the
Oh,
same
is
pattern
that the
and
one that you made when you was doing like you remember Hot Girl Summer last year and you was making like a whole set? Is it that
no,
pattern? No.
no. Or did I use the try and true? This pattern is old. When I say
New Look
old,
6735.
I don't think so. Then again, it could be. I don't know. I have to look and see.
It's the one with the long duster. It's like a duster on there.
No, no, not
Not that
that one.
one. Okay.
Mm-mm. But the pants are very
I know
similar.
y'all talking about me like, girl, how you firing off these numbers so quickly?
No, this is it's a vest and pants. The vest is
Vest and
buttered 69
pants.
on one.
Okay.
The pants are where I say this pattern was. This is the pants. And that is Vogue 2017, and the jacket is Vogue 1870.
She making a whole suit over there. And I'm still just trying to get this button down shirt. I'm just don't mind me. I
Miss
just
Lynn
entered the
been
chat
rocking
with
with
this
me for a
button down
while.
shirt.
She told me, she said one of my TNTs is a dress. Trying to figure out which one is that one, Miss Lynn. But this pattern I made several knit tops out of it. It was kind of a boat neck top, and had long sleeves. It's knitted, and it stops at the top of your waist, top of your hip, and the pants are just a smooth pull-on type pair of pants. Um, Straight leg. It has straight leg or bell, kind of a slight bell bottom or tapered pants. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I have worn this one pair of pants so much. It was out of a merino wool knit that the elastic in the pants. You ever seen an elastic ruffle?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's time to change the. So
I'm
I pulled
trying
those
like you
pants
got me
out.
over here thinking like, what is the pattern you talking about that's a TNT?
Let me see if I can find it. Oh, you know
I
what?
might have to do a video and tag you in it and say, hey, tell me your top five TNT patterns. Let's get
No,
this
it
going
might
so
not
we
be
could.
what you're thinking. This pattern, like I said, it's
It's
like
probably
10 years
one of
old.
those old school patterns. You
Yeah,
trying to
but
tell me a pattern from the 1980s?
New Look has recycled it. No, it's in the 20s. It's like about 10 years old, probably.
You know, it's
But I
just a
make
measly
dress
10
and
years
pants.
old. Don't worry about it, Rochelle. It's measly 10 years old. Lynette says she is not even surprised at me anymore. Listen, people is surprised like I'm going to say like the first couple of videos, like when you first join my channel, the first couple of videos, you may be surprised at the things that comes out of my mouth. But if you've been on this ride with me for so long, don't be surprised at nothing coming out of this girl's mouth. It's all love. It's like the love offering.
Hmm.
Oh, Alethea, let me, speaking of the love offering, tell me why. Okay, so back in the days before Steve Harvey decided to no longer do the radio show. Like, I mean, I hear certain things like he got fired off the radio show or and he quit. I don't know which one to be true simply because I'm not Steve Harvey, right? My daughter used to love listening to that fool nephew Tommy on her
Oh
way
my
to
goodness.
school every day. Like
Listen.
she had to be to school at 8:20 in the morning. This is when we was still in South Carolina, right? She
Uh-huh.
would we would pull up at her school and she'd be like, "Hold on, mommy, hold on. Let me see what they're gonna say." Now you got to remember, I'm talking to like a 8-year-old, right? At this time, and
Okay.
she's like, hold on, wait," and it be getting good, and it be time for her to get out the car. She so she remember nephew Tommy in the morning. You know the prank phone calls. Her favorite is the church folks.
The church what?
Look, she in the background laughing when I said her favorite is the church folks. She said, so last night, nephew Tommy came up on my feet while watching TV, watching YouTube on the TV. And tell me why she stopped me dead in my track and was like, hold on, go back, go to nephew Tommy. Mommy, you remember when yeah, girl. So we was listening to Steve Harvey all day because we were listening to Steve Harvey in the morning with the, Mommy, can I give you a hug? I was recording. I'm live. Go ahead and wave to the TV. Go ahead. You want to see yourself up right here. Right here. Right there. You got to look right there in the camera. Oh. Goodbye. Thank you. Please. Here, give me my hug. See you later. You smell good. I smell good all the time. You don't want a mommy that stink, right? Bye. Have a good night, son.
You and your kids' conversation. What?
Y'all heard all of that talk about mommy. You smell good. I said you don't want a
Uh-huh.
mama that stink, right?
Yeah, heard it
He go.
all.
He walked up and go, oh no.
When your husband at?
Y'all, listen. So, he made me forget where I was going. Oh, so we was listening to Steve Harvey all day, like back in the before 2000s. I'm gonna say. Um, my daughter would listen to nephew Tommy, and I could not even listen to the radio because this girl wanted nephew Tommy in the morning before she got to school to start her day. Then in the afternoon, here comes my son in pull-ups, right? He was still in pull-ups at the time, so he had to be about 2. In pull-ups, he on my bed, just his white t-shirt and pull-ups, listening to Family Feud, because he was loving it. Ding, ding, and I think he really liked Steve Harvey's bald head. Ding, ding, and to the point where he walking all around my room talking about ding, ding, just
No. No. Oh my
I
goodness.
was like, we could not get away. And then when he came out with this little kid shot or whatever, my little shot or whatever, he was watching. I was like, they was heavy into Steve Harvey back then, but you asked them to watch a Steve Harvey whatever now, yeah, it ain't happening. Have a good night, Nina. 3036. I need to get up on
Oh,
that pattern. Oh,
right.
Chris,
Miss Sunday
heck no.
School,
So, for the most part, Chris, my kids
Rose,
normally don't
and
crash my
Della's Life.
videos. My kids normally do not crash my videos, but my son is not going to bed without giving me a hug. He is not letting me leave his house in the morning because it's summer now. He is not going to let me leave his house without giving him a hug. I be trying to sneak out the house in the morning, Lethea. This boy wakes up. He hear the garage door go up. He running downstairs. All you hear is these quick feet. Morning breath
You
and
better give
all.
that man a hug.
I'm talking about my son.
I know.
He morning breath and all. Have a good day, mommy. See, you see, Dominic made an appearance. Now, my son is always out of the camera, but he wanted to make his appearance and his silly self too. Oh, he
Wow.
came back. Come on. Hey, hold on, kiddo. Everyone, hold on. Everyone is saying hello to you, Dom.
Hello.
Talk normal.
Hello.
Come on, hello. All right, wave to the camera. Say, hey, Shamir.
Hi.
Shamir. Say hello, Shamir. Are you not going to...
Hello, everyone.
Okay, C said hello to you. Hey,
Hello.
say hey to C. Let's see how you say hello to C.
Hi.
Okay, Chris said hello to you. Show me how you say hello to Chris.
Hello.
Oh, everybody just go get a normal hello. You ain't saying nobody's name. Okay. Have a good night, kiddo. All right, now, could you stop crashing my video, though?
He
Okay,
said he
okay.
came for you,
Bye.
nobody
Bye,
else.
kiddo. He said, nah, I'm not calling y'all's name. I'm just going to say hello. That's smart. You want me to tell you why? Because that tells me if he was cheating on somebody, right? He just going to be like, hey, babe. Everybody going to be babe. Dominic, everybody knows your name. Now, y'all know, look, the only time Dominic hear me call him Dominic is when he in trouble, which is rarely, hardly ever. He's a good kid for the most part.
I got 100 of these patterns. You still got me looking for this.
Ooh, not the twins turning 16, baby. Shamir, that's what I said. He said, nah, you ain't finna get me in trouble with the ladies. I'm just gonna say hello to all of them. And just say
Mhm.
hello. Hello. I said, say hello to C. He like, mommy, don't play me like that. Hello. I'm telling you, he gonna be the he gonna be the one with a girlfriend, right? And someone gonna be like, say hello to her. Hi, bye. You ain't finna like don't interrupt what I got over here. Lynette, I know I ain't got no sense. I ain't got no sense.
Mm-mm.
My kids do not be
She
paying me
don't.
no attention.
She don't got no
No sense.
sense. Don't got no sense.
Well,
So look,
Alethea,
that's my tried and true.
what?
McCall 6571.
Oh, she went old school with that one.
I
You
told you it's
went
like 10
like,
years, at least 10 years old, but it had the top and the
oh
pants.
wow.
But you
Now
know, I was talking about
I could
how
definitely tell you I don't have that pattern. Now I don't have that pattern, but I do have patterns around that number. I think
these are
my
ones that's
oldest
similar
pattern.
to it. That's why I keep thinking
Yes,
it's a new
yes.
look.
And it is. New Look 6735 is what you got holding up right here.
This is new,
6735.
and then this one. So this is why I keep thinking it's a new look pattern because it's similar to this one, and it's also this is the
Look,
one you were
Shamir even
thinking
said
of.
that pattern is older than 10 years. Shamir even knew. I was just like, 10 years? That's more like
Yeah,
15
it
years,
is.
honey.
It probably is. Look,
I'm telling you because listen, Mimi G did this pattern that's McCall 6556, which is kind of like an off the shoulder top that you could
hmm
pair with Tamara said, Rochelle always remember those pattern numbers. Mimi
I know,
G
right?
did McCall 6556. This was way back in like 2011, 2012, right? When she first came out, before the whole YouTube and before her whole Mimi G Styles incorporated and all that stuff. She sold a pattern like that and did a whole sew along for Michael Levine when she was collaborating with them every month. And when I say that was like over 10 years ago, that pattern is well over 10 years, more like
It's
15.
13 years old.
Look, I
13.
told
It
you.
was
Didn't I say
about
2012? Around 2012.
2012.
Yeah, and the
Mm-hmm.
reason why I say that is because I had a 50, 65, 56, and another pattern that I have done is 65, 53, which is kind of like it's a flowy dress or whatnot. And I know that came out back when they had, what is it called? Fashion Runway Project? Not Project Runway. Oh, shoot. I would have to look at the pattern again. Someone go tell me what it was. Fashion Star. Fashion Star.
Oh
You
yeah,
remember that?
those
You
are the
remember
pat.
it?
I
Man,
have
I
some
have
of
every
those
last
in
one
my
of them.
binder.
I have every last one that's a Fashion Star. For those of you who's been sewing for a while, y'all remember Fashion Star, which happens to
Fashion
be
Star was
McCall
that
pattern.
McCall?
McCall's, yep. McCall's, yep. I remember those days. I was like,
Yeah.
ooh, I like this pattern. I like that pattern. And you know, they got rid of Fashion Star. They got rid of like for Butterick patterns. They got rid of the lifestyle wardrobe patterns.
Mm.
Yeah. Even Shamir said she got some of those. Look,
You
Shamir
got some of
knows.
those? Yeah.
Those
I don't
Fashion
see
Stars
that
was hitting.
binder. I see my Simplicity binder, my Vogue
Mm-hmm.
binder. I don't see McCall, but I had some of those. Remember the one that was the asymmetrical? It was the one sleeve out, but it looked like a tunic almost. It was on the
65,
pattern. It was a
56.
stripe.
That's what Mimi G did. Look,
Listen, wait a minute. Did
Alethea.
you just call off the pattern number? Did you just call the pattern? Did you just what was that number? What's the number?
McCall 6556. Everybody look that pattern up. McCall
Let me see. Let me look this up because listen,
6556.
doggone it, you remember them numbers too well.
6556.
Let me see.
I'm right.
6556.
Tamara said she told me. She
You know
told
what?
y'all.
You and your doggone mind.
Am I
You
right?
didn't call that right. Yeah.
Listen. So y'all know when it's time for those pattern drops, everybody listen. Y'all be on me. I'm not gonna even lie. Like they already know. Rochelle go drop it within like literally when we have the new patterns. I try to drop the video within 48 hours unless I got something major happening, right? But this new look one that dropped, Alethea, people was in my DMs like, yo, you know the new look pattern drop. When your video dropping, I need to see which ones are the same.
Hey,
Like,
Fab Stove.
listen, they didn't come for the new release. They came for what's the patterns that's already in my stash.
Because they
Let me
know
know
you
the
know.
details. Oh, of course, of
Look,
course, of course.
look. Lynette was the pattern whisperer, but I'll have to name you the pattern whisperer now. I'm sorry, Lynette. She was she was a pattern whisperer in the So Much Talent group, but now I'm gonna have to dub you because listen, you remember numbers and everything from way back.
Way back when, I tell
That don't
you,
make no
I
sense.
did that pattern twice. That's why when you started kind of like describing the pattern, I was like, yeah, that's
Hmm.
this pattern. You can't get me on
Mm.
that one. Like, nah, that's
I ain't
this
gonna even
pattern.
claim to remember those numbers like that. I couldn't even remember this one. I done sewed this pattern like 15 times probably. I made dresses from it, tops, several pants, and I just sew it. I know what it looked like.
You know, so like I think one pattern, a pant pattern that I have sewn like literally like 6 times. I didn't retire it, but I have not sewn that pattern since like 2021.
Hmm.
Simplicity 1165. And I probably
Simplicity
have,
Lady 65. Now you know I gotta look
mm-hmm.
it up.
Oh, it's back from like 2014, I think.
Uh,
It's an older pattern too. That pattern, when I did that pattern like 3 or 4 times, that pattern flew out of Joann's. And when they replenished that pattern, I went and bought 4 copies right before
was this
Joann's
the
closed.
pants and the short?
Mm-hmm. With the
Does
elastic.
anybody else remember pattern numbers like this? Oh, that's cute. That's
Listen,
cute.
look.
Those shorts, you can wear that now. How old is this pattern?
I think 20. I think like 2014.
And she gonna remember dates too.
Are you wrong for that?
Gonna
Look
remember
at you.
dates.
Listen to Mara. Tomorrow said instead of the spelling bee, she the pattern bee.
Exactly. I
Pattern
think we
bee. And
need
the
to test her
badge,
how much she know.
you know what? We should have award ceremonies at the end of the year.
Oh,
Alethea. I
you
think
know
that would be
what?
so fun. I think that would.
That would be
Don't y'all think
cool.
I. Listen, y'all that's listening. Do you guys think I should have an award ceremony in the sewing community and have like 10 categories, right? Who
Hmm.
do I feel is the most fashionista in the sewing community? I'm not saying vote. We already know who that is. Who do I think is kind of like, you know who I'm going to say for this one, Alethea?
Oh,
We go press every single seam and we're going to do it right.
oh my goodness. Yeah.
We
What
sew a
Carol?
seam,
Why
we
should I
press
go here
a seam.
tonight?
Ah,
What
that's
Carol
what
ain't
I'm
on here
saying.
tonight?
Where's Carol at?
What she ain't on here?
Who is our fashion our hold on, what could I say? Like no matter what pattern someone sews, she go come out and rock it every single time. Never miss a beat.
Um, we talking about Monica?
Who am I? Oh, who am I? I stand about 5'7", 5'8" tall. I am a
Mm,
woman of God, and
Anita.
no matter what I sew, I'm gonna rock it every single time.
Anita.
That's
Anita
Anita.
Morris.
That's Anita. All day, all day.
See, I was thinking
Who am
Monica
I?
too.
Listen, who am I? I am a girl from Brooklyn. Don't come for me if you ain't ready.
Monica. That-
Who am I?
that-
Who am I?
That's Monica.
I'm a girl from around the way and I'm leaving here with something.
Listen, that remind me when that lady that took me back to just recently when she was in the fabric store and that lady went off on her. Monica was
Shamir
like,
know
"Look, I'm
everybody.
from
Look,
Brooklyn. She don't know me."
she don't know me. I
Oh my
love
goodness.
Monica though. I love Monica. I'm like,
Yeah,
hold on,
you
wait a
gotta
minute
love Monica.
now. I love Monica. Yeah, she fabulous. All right. Let's see who else. Shamir was like, yes. Anytime I hear I'm a woman, I'm a girl from around the way, and I'm leaving here with something, that's definitely Carmen. That's definitely
That's
Carmen. I
Carmen.
love
Yeah,
it. I
that's
love it.
Carmen.
She gonna leave here with something every single time. I love Carmen. Um, let's see. Okay, y'all can't laugh at this one though, but I'm finna give y'all some laughter.
How you gonna tell us not to laugh and give us some laughter? Mm.
I realize I just said that, y'all. All right. Yo, I can't do that. I can't do that. That's just not right. That's just not
Dayana.
right. I can't.
That's
I can't.
Dayana.
Rochelle, you're such a fool. You're such a fool. Oh my God, you're so funny. You're so funny.
Dayana. Right. Don't nobody know pattern numbers like Rochelle.
Oh, that's my girl Diana.
Uh-huh.
We popping.
He Kizzy. Kizzy.
Kizzy popping. Listen, I could get on a story and I'm gonna always hear saying, "Hey y'all, we popping."
I know.
Well,
Right.
listen, I had the pleasure of meeting Kizzy at South Florida Frogtail, and what you get in her story, man, Kizzy is hilarious,
Right.
hilarious, man. In person, oh my gosh, it's on 10,000 in person.
Oh
Kizzy's
my goodness.
hilarious. Kizzy is hilarious. I told her that I just need her to do a beat for me. You know how I do an intro. You know how I do intros and outros and stuff
Mhm.
like that with
Mhm.
music. I told her I need her to do a beat for me, just beatbox for me because I think Kizzy is a beatboxer. She be playing time out. Hey, you guys, boom 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 boom. And I'm like, yeah, like do a beat for me. She was like, I don't know why people keep thinking I can be. I was like, girl, don't be trying to play like you can't do it. Yes, you can. She do a
Mhm.
beat for me, y'all. Y'all go get it in one of these videos. I'm just waiting on it.
Yep, she can do it. She's just
Yeah.
funny.
Let's see what else. Who else do I?
Yeah,
Who
what else
else
you
could I
got?
do? Let's see. Who else do I got? Okay, here we go. Here we go.
She be
All
laughing always.
right. Hey, you guys. How art thou?
You know what? Okay. You forgot the good morning.
Oh yeah. Good morning.
Good
Good
morning. How
morning.
art thou?
How art thou? I ain't got no sense tonight. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. That one made me crack. I'm so
I know it. Listen.
Oh my
Shamir,
god.
Shamir, talking about who that?
Who that? Good morning.
Shamir.
How art thou?
It is I, Shamir. It is I.
Oh Lord. You know what? I would hate for somebody to do me because I would die laughing. I
Hmm.
might I might do a challenge like that and give out a
Listen,
gift card.
okay.
I
I
might do
would
a
do you,
challenge
but
like
see, this
that.
will go way back. Let me see. How can I start it off? Welcome to my channel. Konnichiwa, Gitwa, Gusu, Sasha. I can't say all of it. You say hello in how many languages? 11? You need to bring that back. Did we lose your sound or mine? I can't hear you. Can anybody else hear her? Good night, Chris. Or you say good night. Oh, good night, T. Just saying. All right. Can anybody else hear her or is it just me? We can't hear you, Rochelle.
With Geico, we can easily bundle home and car insurance and save even more.
Yeah.
With Geico, we can easily bundle home and car insurance and save even more.
Yeah.
With Geico, we can easily bundle home and car insurance and save even more.
Yeah.
With Geico, we can easily bundle home and car insurance and save even more.
Yeah.
With Geico, we can easily bundle home and car insurance and save even more.
Yeah.
With Geico, we can easily bundle home and car insurance and save even more.
Yeah.
With Geico, we can easily bundle home and car insurance and save even more.
Yeah.
With Geico, we can easily bundle home and car insurance and save even more.
Yeah.
With Geico, we can easily bundle home and car insurance and save even more.
Yeah.
With Geico, we can easily bundle home and car insurance and save even more.
Yeah.
With Geico, we can easily bundle home and car insurance and save even more.
Yeah.
With Geico, we can easily bundle home and car insurance and save even more.
Yeah.
With Geico, we can easily bundle home and car insurance and save even more.
Yeah.